protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-253-0197. 800-253-0197. Again, that's 800-253-0197. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is paired right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game and a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's KASAI Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade Advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities, and it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale on National Mashed Potato Day. It's also National Chocolate Cupcake Day. I approve both. I approve both. If I have a dish that has mashed potato and a cupcake, I'm happy, except for the Swanson frozen dinner, because, that cupcake or whatever brownie thing is always rock hard, and the mashed potatoes are both lava hot and icy cold at the same time. So, but beyond that, I do approve. I do not approve of the Swansons, but I do approve of mashed potato day and chocolate
I
cupcake
concur with
day.
that approval. Yeah.
But I wish, I wish I had some mashed potatoes right now. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Do you ever make the mashed potatoes out of a box, the flakes?
I have in the past, but
They turn
generally
out pretty
like
good.
Yeah, they do okay, but I generally like to get the mashed potatoes going, and then I throw some garlic in there and some heavy cream, and oh my God, and I mix it all up. Butter.
Yeah, Yeah, I used to make the mashed potatoes out of box quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then when I got married and I brought some of that in the house, my wife, well, after that, we were involved in a nasty lawsuit because she saw the box of flaked mashed potatoes. She grabbed it. She says, "Not in my house." And she threw it out the front door, hit a passerby on a bicycle who wrecked and then hit their face on a bunch of bricks that was in the planter. So then that was a very costly exclamation of not liking flaked mashed potatoes. She
That
stands by this. She still
Yeah.
feels like it was the right thing to do.
Well, except for the whole hit the biker thing. Yeah.
No, she actually she felt like that needed to happen as well.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. All right.
So, anyway, so now I haven't had boxed mashed potatoes in probably over 10 years. Have
That's
there
good.
been any scientific advancements in the boxed mashed potatoes?
No, it's about the same.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think you've got basically the same product. Yeah.
You mix it too much, you have soup. You don't mix it enough, you find little flakes, and it's just it's nasty.
Yeah. I don't. The whole point of mashed potatoes is that I don't really want to chew them, but I also don't want to drink them. So
You got to get it just right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But cupcakes, well,
I mean,
chocolate
are-
cupcakes.
Yeah, I mean, but not in the Swansons. But yeah, I mean, the chocolate cupcakes. I mean, especially, what is that store? Do you know what I'm talking about? Either one of you? That store that makes those designer cupcakes?
Designer cupcake store?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
they
know.
come
I don't know if I'm
different
familiar with that.
sizes, and they have and they're super good. I had the chance to have maybe one or three before.
What is Wilbur talking about?
Could be
Does
anything.
anybody?
He's blind.
I know, but you're right. It might be voice to text. Let me just read the text. He says, "Happy Friday. Sorry about your furniture salesman not being able to play in tomorrow morning's game." For Levitt, is that a joke about?
Oh, is that like a throwback on Levitt's furniture
I
from
don't
back
think-
in the day?
Well, I don't think that anybody outside the age of Wilbur would even know that was a furniture store. By the way, is my audio cleared up yet? Do I need to do a thing?
No, it like not that long ago. Cleared up. Yeah.
Because people are starting to talk about it on the text line. I can fix it if you want.
It sounds better now than it did when you originally started.
Okay. Checking. Okay. Elzar of the Mountain says, "Got some kind of weird sound thing going on today, guys." I think
Oh, it's Friday.
I think it's been fixed. Pinocchio says, "Oh, Jeffrey, the worst is when corn or a green bean slops over and cooks in your Swanson's brownie." Oh, yeah, you're right. Beer this man, Randy. Beer this man. Pinocchio
Yeah.
needs some.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Potato pearls in the bag are my wife's preference. Red Lobster has the best mashed potatoes on the planet, though." Potato pearls? You talking about
Now,
those
see-
little round little potato? My wife likes little red potatoes.
Yeah,
But they're
red
good. No,
potatoes
they are good. Yeah, they are good.
You gotta try a variation though. Golden Yukon potatoes.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get
yeah, we've-
those and
yeah,
you
yeah.
mash those. Oh my god.
I think that's what she uses for the mashed
oh,
potatoes.
there you go. There you go.
Very seldom is it a cheap ass bag of 5-pound brown potatoes in this house.
Now I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but last night Miss Kim hooked us up with some smashed potatoes.
What's the difference between mashed and smashed? I
Well,
feel
smashed is
smashed means something else these days. So, is
Yeah.
somebody doing something rude to some potatoes, I'll
No.
pass.
No,
I'll
no,
say
you
no,
do-
thank you.
You get. Your,
I don't want my potatoes smashed.
No, you get your cast iron Dutch oven out and you get it.
Oh,
nice
here
and
we go
hot.
with the Dutch oven too. Huh?
You
All
get
right.
you get some nice oil going
First
on.
you
in there.
smash them and you pull a Dutch
And
oven
then
on them.
you take these potatoes and then
Yeah.
you smash them down so they're kind of flat. And then they on the inside, ooh, they're nice and gooey. But on the outside, they're almost like a French fry. Oh yeah.
No, I've never had that.
Oh,
I've had
smashed potatoes.
I've had
Yeah.
twice baked potatoes, which
Oh,
I'm
those
like,
are
you're
great.
really missing the boat if you don't call them just rebaked potatoes. I feel like that's easier, rebaked,
Yeah, well, but is it
like
it sounds
refried
more,
beans.
more classy if you go twice baked though.
Does it?
Yeah. Makes it seem like it was harder to do than it actually was.
Sir Drives a Lot says level of creaminess is the difference between smashed and mashed.
Well,
that could mean a couple
Yeah,
things.
that's
I mean-
just on this show. That could go in. It's
don't know
still
what you
in
guys
multiple directions.
What you guys are thinking of smashed. These
You
were
know.
You take your potato, you get them in there, and they start in that grease, and then you smash them down. You see what I'm saying?
Feels like that would hurt. Donnie says red potatoes for mashed potatoes. That's the win right there for the win.
You leave a little bit of that skin in there. Yeah.
Yeah, not the skin I'm thinking of. Mr. Wilbur says your quarterback's last name is not Pruitt. Play along. I'm not playing along with somebody from south of the border, Wilbur. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with the Tucsonite because you're a Tucsonite. That sounds nasty, doesn't it?
You
guys
just
made that
came
up
with a new one. Yeah.
Just made that up. A Tucsonite.
Tucsonite.
It does sound wrong, doesn't it?
Good.
We need to write that down and use that for all the Wild Kitty fans. Tucsonites.
You Tucsonites. That does sound like a slur, doesn't it?
I like that.
You dirty, filthy Tucsonites.
I don't think it sounds like a slur.
No, it does. I like it. Yeah. Anyway, but he's right. Levitt is out, and Sims is going to start. No relation, I don't think. He only has one M.
Yeah, different Sims.
Are we in trouble with this game? Are we in trouble with this game, Keon? I know you're going to do Keon Rose's college football dance party here in the next hour, but playing the Cincinnati Bearcats, they are heavily favored from everything I've seen. Are we in trouble in this game?
They are heavily favored. I don't know that ASU is necessarily in trouble, but yeah, like
meaning we're going to lose.
It's not a great spot, obviously, when you don't have your starting quarterback, but the offense of this team begins and ends with Cameron Scadaboo. So, like,
sure,
does that change things? Obviously, it does, but I don't think it changes it so much that ASU is going to be out of it. And by the way, weren't they heavily favored to lose last week too?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they did some work in that fourth quarter and pulled off an upset. So I'm not worried too much about the ASU Sun Devils this week.
You can't worry too much about Sims. He's got 23 games under his belt for Georgia Tech, and he played a couple of games for Nebraska. He's got a pretty good career so far. Yeah. He's not incompetent as a quarterback. I'm sure he'll do fine.
Yeah, and he's mobile, which I think in this offense is huge. Having a quarterback that you can get some designed runs in there with, or to be able to pick up some extra yards when the play breaks down. And like you said, he does have some experience. He came to ASU to get a shot at winning this starting job. He just lost it to Sam Levitt. Levitt showed, I think, through the 6 games that he's played why that happened. But I don't think that having Sims be your starting quarterback suddenly means that ASU is going to be incapable of moving the football. I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to give a good game to the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Yes.
All right, well, I feel better then, but later on, about 4:20, we'll have Keon Rose's college football dance party for all of his picks. Taco Kenny's on the text line, says, driving the wifey and family to the fair. Lucky me. But he says, go Doyers. No, I'm not going to say that. But wait, is the Arizona State Fair going on right now? Is that happening?
Apparently.
Oh, you got some Kevlar in the car, Taco Kenny?
Just going to say that.
You are taking your lives into your own hands.
You're going to have to explain this one to me. I don't.
Oh, the Arizona
I've
State
never been to the State Fair.
Cover me, honey. I'm going to go to the Tilt-A-Whirl. There's a lot of shooting that goes on at the Arizona State Fair. Hey, I mean, yeah, it's not a place for the faint-hearted or anyone, really. Nobody should go. Nobody should go. Have they cleaned it up? Maybe I'm being unfair. Has it gotten better since you and I? Remember we broadcast from there once, and we're like, we're never doing that again.
The bullets whizzing by as we're on our mics.
Yeah. You think we're kidding?
I don't think you're kidding. I'm shocked. Like, of all the places that you would think would be at least a little bit secure, the State Fair, where everybody knows there's going to be a lot of people, maybe hire some security, maybe get some police involved. Like, you would think that there'd be enough protection there that you wouldn't hear gunshots.
No, Randy, we were out at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum and we introduced some concert stuff. We also had a broadcast table. Like, we're near literally a Tilt-A-Whirl, I think.
Yeah.
And all the things we saw, we were like, no, we're never doing this again. No, this is too dangerous.
We were witness to at least 150 crimes during our 3 hours there.
Of various types. They weren't all the same crimes.
No.
I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
Drug interactions going on, various forms of sexual acts, all kinds of deviancy. Oh yeah, you just
I learned a lot. I think that's when I finally became a grown up. I mean, I was only 23, and I was like, "Wow, so that's what that means." Okay, now I understand.
That experience matured you 10 years in one
Just-
day.
Came back haggard and all this.
Yeah.
Let me tell you some things, kid. I started smoking. I just
Tell you
oh
things,
my god,
the things that we've seen. You want to maintain that innocence. Don't go
Oh,
to the
no.
fair. You stay away from the fair. Oh God. The sheep all look scared over there in the 4-H.
the sheep all look
area.
sore.
Yeah,
It was
well, sore and
a
scared.
frightening thing.
Yeah.
Hey, so well, good luck, Taco Kenny. No, I'm sure you'll have fun. Sir Drives a Lot says State Fair, no thanks. Let's see. T-Licious says, Happy Friday, guys. Come on, 4:15. Tug, the owner of Team Obi-Wan Kenobi in League 2, can you please accept, decline, or counter my offer for my trade? This is not the place for this, T-Licious. This is not the place for this. I don't even know what you're talking about. In League 2. Who are you trying to trade for that you're that desperate? That's nobody trades in fantasy football, really. Somebody actually tried to get me to trade something in Premier League. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, Moist one doing it, you get because he's just being a wise ass. But let me go back and take a look. It was stunning to see this.
Wasn't that the one you asked Scott Angle?
No.
Mr. McCain?
That was from Moist One. But Golden Rules, who is number one in our league, actually put a trade out. I think I declined it or it just expired. But it was for something that it was just kind of random. He was actually trying to trade. I can't remember what it was now, but I didn't like it. So I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah. Like,
But nobody ever. People are petty as hell in fantasy football, at least in the daily blender leagues. There's a lot of pettiness.
And for me, I genuinely don't trade because I like
not
the
gonna help
team
number
I
one.
drafted. If I wanted your players, I would have drafted your players.
No. Here's the
I
thing.
just-
That's the other way for me. I may even think that's a good trade, but I'm not doing it because you think it's a good trade. I don't want you to have
Yeah.
nice things. I don't care if that means I'm going to lose the
Like,
next
if
game.
if I like my team, that I'm not giving any of those players to you.
It's a different level of pettiness in the Premier League, I think. Baker's Cocky Hen says ASU quarterback looks just like Phil and Chris Sims. You sure they're not related? Well, I mean, he only has one M. The Phil and Chris Sims, they have two M's. So
they paid extra for that vowel then.
Well, that's not a vowel,
Or
it's a
that-
consonant.
not a vowel,
but-
consonant, sorry. Yeah,
Also, he
Thank
doesn't
you,
look
public school.
He doesn't
Yeah.
look anything like those Simses.
He says he does. So
Yeah,
Is he-
well,
is he-
he's about several shades
Yeah.
darker than both of those men,
He has
mostly
good
because
tan then.
Chris Sims, borderline translucent.
pretty much albino.
Jeff Sims. That's a
Did you say his name was Jet?
Jeff.
Oh, Jeff. What a horrible name. Wilbur says, can we ask Moist One if he prefers hard or runny potatoes? No.
Easy.
Why would you
Easy.
even know?
No,
We're not-
no.
No, and specifically, we don't want that opinion from the Moist One.
Yeah.
Not at all. He can keep that to himself.
Hefty Lefty says, I know it was just preseason, so I'm not going to make any conclusions based on the outcome, but that Suns versus Lakers game last night was very entertaining basketball game. Really got me excited for the season. Yeah. Hey, Hefty, preseason. I wouldn't.
It's the last tune-up game, so the game doesn't matter, but you do tend to get better games in the last game just because the starters are playing more minutes and stuff like that. So,
But enjoy the moment.
yeah, like if you want to get pumped up for the basketball season, I mean, you could do worse than that game.
He says also go Broncos, even though they played a MASH unit of a Saints team.
Wins a win.
That was so ugly.
Win
that was so
is
bad.
a win.
We'll talk about that later. I don't want to get in that yet. What I really want to get into is some baseball. I wasn't going to talk about baseball, but I figure at least as long as there's still hope.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how effed up is this for me? Don't worry about your problems, ladies and gentlemen. Think about me for a change. I hate the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I don't like the Dodgers because they peed in our pool. So I'm
Yeah.
salty and a little bit grumpy about the Dodgers. Don't hate them, but I hate the Yankees. These are the two teams that are looking to be the World Series. I guess I won't be watching. 'Cause I got no reason to watch. The Fantasy Football King yesterday said, well, at least you know one of them's going to lose each night. That's cute.
But
still.
you'd have to hate both teams equally to get any satisfaction out of it.
Right. And then I also know one of them's going to win. So
That's true.
There's no joy in this for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I got nothing. So all I got is the hope that the Guardians can do something with the Yankees. I don't think the Dodgers have a thing to be worried about at the moment. They're up 3-1, but maybe the Guardians make a run on the Yankees.
Well,
that'd be hilarious to me. And then
right.
I can root for the Guardians.
Right now, in the bottom of the third, New York leads 6-1 over the Dodgers right now. That's in the third inning.
Go Mets.
And of course, tonight, Cleveland.
Go Mets.
The Mets are up and down.
New York. So
I'm going to bring that up. Hold on.
That's the thing with the Mets is that they get red hot and then they get ice cold, and there is no middle for that team. They are one of those two things.
I will say that some of the funnest baseball I have witnessed in my born put-togethers on this great earth has happened in this postseason. I mean, last night with Fry hitting that walk-off home run to sink the Yankees, and you got another game tonight in Cleveland, and you gotta say, okay, Cleveland needs to play with some passion and some urgency now. They need to send this thing back to New York tied up. Because if they let the Yankees take another one, I feel like that series is over. But I'm not for sure. But the Mets, you don't know what's going to happen. I know everybody seems to be putting money on the Dodgers, but I watched the Mets play some amazing, miraculous baseball in this postseason.
Except for now they're down 3-1, Randy.
Well, they're down 3-1, but it's right now the Mets lead 7-1 in the bottom of the third inning. I have a feeling
that is now 8-1. That has changed.
Have a feeling that the Mets will win this. It'll be 3-2.
Yay!
And there's still life,
Yeah.
So, but the Yankees, don't let them win tonight. Do not let the Yankees win tonight. If you're Cleveland or if you hate the Yankees, you got to be rooting on the Guardians tonight. As crazy as a name Guardians is, because they're named after some sort of, I don't know, some traffic thing they have there in Cleveland. I don't have any idea. But as crazy a name as the Guardians, don't let the Yankees win tonight. Do not.
Well, here's hoping. Listen, I 100% agree. And at least now at this moment, there is hope. So, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, more baseball to talk about and some other assorted things, too. Of course, we'll talk about last night's game and the NFL as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Monday Night Football, the Arizona Cardinals home in Glendale as they take on the LA Chargers. The Cardinals have the 7th best rushing attack in the NFL, but the Chargers have the best scoring defense, allowing just 12 points per game. The Cardinals are a 2-point home underdog, plus 105 on the money line, while the Chargers are minus 125. The over-under is at 43.5, the over at minus 120, the under at even money. College football Saturday, Arizona State on the road to face Cincinnati. The Sun Devils are a 5.5-point road underdog at plus 170. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sports betting apps are not created equal. Dylan Cohen from Beat the Book here to talk about the Sport Trade Advantage. With higher payouts, Sport Trade is the ultimate sports betting experience. Sport Trade is the first sports betting app that gives you the option to see the odds expressed as probabilities. And it's changing in-game betting forever. If it's easier to understand 52% probability of winning versus minus 108 odds, then Sport Trade is for you. With this percent odds feature, cashing out now makes much more sense. As the win probability changes, so does the value of your bet. And if you're an experienced bettor and prefer American odds, you'll get pricing closer to minus 106 versus the normal minus 110, coupled with instant in-play betting. No more spinny wheels. So download Sport Trade today to see the difference and beat the book. Use promo code 1580 to earn 10% cash back on every bet you place in your first week. Terms apply.
Sport Trade is regulated by the Arizona Department of Gaming. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So last night, you had to watch your Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. On Monday, if you want to watch your Arizona Cardinals, you'll have to watch it on ESPN Plus. I think it's exclusively on there, right? You can't watch it anywhere else.
No.
Well, that's just garbage, isn't it? I mean, I already happen to have that, but still, if I didn't have it, I'd be pretty well put out. So are you going to watch it, Randy? Do you have the ESPN Plus?
No.
Sorry. Wait, what's happening tonight? Nothing's happening tonight. It's Friday. Boy, am I backwards. I went in there. I've been sick. See, Randy, you don't know this. When I was gone, I came back from vacation, and the first day I hit the ground, boom, sick. So I now realize how dumb it was that I was downstairs before the show. I told me, hey, honey, come here. She's like, well, I'm in the middle of working out. I'm like, no, you're going to need to know this. So I took her in the living room and showed her. I downloaded the ESPN app, and I logged in, and here's where you go. And then you click on where it says, here's the Cardinals. Here's what, and she's like, okay. The whole time she's giving me the, kind of, and I realized because it doesn't matter until Monday. I thought it was today for some reason. I'm telling her like it's going to happen today. She was very nice about not telling me I was an idiot. I was like, because I'm going to be on the air till 6, She's like, oh, okay.
It'll be.
That's how you know you found the right one.
I might still have a fever, I think.
It'll be streamed on ESPN Plus, but what I understand is it will be aired locally on Fox 10.
Then never mind. Wait. Who's the play-by-play on that?
For ESPN Plus, it's Chris Fowler and Dan Orlovsky.
No, who's for Fox?
That sounds like a nightmare. What?
Yeah,
I like Fowler. I like Orlovsky.
I don't. It's probably going to be what do you call it? Ron Wolfley and Wolfley. It might be simulcast.
It's like choose your own adventure. Which one you want to go with this?
So, what is it? Dan. I can't think of his name. The guy that usually calls the game for radio and Wolf
Dave,
and then but on the ESPN Plus, what it says here: Chris Fowler, Dan Orlovsky, Louis Riddick, which I love him. I just absolutely love him. Laura Rutledge will be on the sideline.
So no, Moist one. Sorry, he says I got ESPN Plus. If you want to come over, Randy. I don't want.
Nope.
I can't
Nope.
speak for Randy, but I think I
No.
can.
Mm-mm. Thanks.
Big George says by NFL rules, the Cardinals ESPN Plus game has to be on local TV. Now, well, the question is, will they simulcast that, or it will be a different broadcast? That's the thing. Pinocchio says, "Hate the Yankees." Never mind who would name a team after the happy ending at a seedy massage parlor. Yankees? No, that makes sense. Baker's cocky hen says, "Forgive Puig. He whizzed in his own wallet also."
Well, he's no longer playing ball, I understand. So
I think he did that from his wallet. Like the money just kept going out. There's nothing was going back in.
No.
So 8568 has been texting the show since December 21st of 2023.
And still no texter name?
Well, only 7 texts. That's why, or 6 texts actually.
Oh, okay.
6 texts over the course of almost 1 year.
Did you get to meet our one of our new texters, the Latina leprechaun?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we had. I made her get a name. And by the way, we
I like
tried
how
to
you did
help
it all
her.
caps too, by the way.
Oh, I do everything in all caps, but I apologize. But anyway, she came up with that name, and I thought that was brilliant. Keon and I thought that was a brilliant name. She asked us to try to help her, and she was sitting on Latina leprechaun all day.
No, I approve this message. I was
we went
happy.
through the entire show and
Oh, yeah.
people were guessing names and she was like, I don't know how I feel about those. And then she said, I don't know. I thought you guys would come up with something clever like Latina leprechaun. And we were like, you came up with that. You already had that. We're sitting there guessing at names for you for 3 hours and you just had it the whole time.
I might have come up with something. I might have
You
come up with
you
something.
might have come up with something.
You would have probably come up with something, but
we were out here struggling.
No need. No need. Latina leprechaun. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
But anyways, 8568 says Hammerlock tomorrow. Illinois +4 at home. Second lock. CU U of A over.
I can't believe Illinois is an underdog in that game. That's just insane to me.
Hey, by the way, did ASU end up ranked at all?
Not yet.
No.
Is U of A still ranked?
No.
Well, that's good. That at least makes me happy.
That one's been over for a while.
Yeah, I figured as much. I just wanted to make sure. I also want to remind everybody who cares about U of A that you're no longer ranked. You suck. 888-368-1580. But shouldn't have ASU shouldn't they have been ranked? I feel like they maybe should have creeped in there a little bit.
There are a lot of teams that have had maybe a bit more difficult schedule at this point, and they have sneaked their way in.
Okay.
But the Army Academy is ranked for
Army
the first time
6-0. Navy 5-0.
Yeah, Navy and
Navy's
Army
25th. Army 23rd.
That Army Navy game is going to be something this year.
It really is. I can't wait for that game. And by the way, Arizona State, they're not ranked, but they finished as the 3rd team outside of the top 25. So they're very close. They got 39 votes. You know, if
that's cool.
If Michigan were to misstep, if maybe, you know, some of these teams in the in the mid 20s kind of misstep a little bit, then if ASU is able to pull off that victory against Cincinnati.
That's why Jim Rome had Kenny Dillingham on his show. Have you seen the U of A coach?
No. And the guy that built the current team, he ran away before the season started. Jed Fish is not your coach.
Several $1 million.
Yeah, so he's gone. I did say to U of A fans that your team would be bad this year, and nobody believed me. But now here you are with your inconsistent up and down team.
Oh,
I believe you, Keon. I believed you.
Oh no. Anyway,
I tried to warn you. I don't know.
Hey, back to the streaming thing. I was actually going somewhere with it. It turned out that was Hulu the only way to watch the Guardians and Yankees game? Because
Hulu?
it crashed. Yeah, Hulu. They got live sports. Remember all the commercials, all the people with the money, all that stuff.
I don't think it was the only way.
No.
But because a lot of people are very angry, just out of their minds, because the Guardians and the Yankees playing, and that was a pretty incredible game. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, David Fry with the walk-off home run to win the game in the 10th inning," and the crowd goes crazy, and it's like a movie, right? So amazing. Except for the people where it crashed. It crashed. The whole damn thing crashed. And by the way, on the same day, at least the same week, that the Hulu Plus live TV plans went up $6. So now you paid $6 extra
a month
to have it crash during the game you were trying to watch,
and it turned out to be a great game.
It's being that the ALCS is being broadcast on TBS. So they were watching TBS on the Hulu. So TBS was fine. I was just watching parts of last night's game on the TBS before I came in here.
Well, people who are maybe not on the one of those other places trying to get it through Hulu were hosed.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
By the way, 8568 says my texture nickname going forward, Buffalo Mike. That's pretty good. Buffalo Mike. All right, we'll take that. He says, by the way, ASU money line is also a lock. You're promising an awful lot of locks. You sure you want to go out on that limb?
I mean, I definitely agree with him with the Illinois Michigan. Michigan is a favorite in that game because of the giant golden M on the side of their helmet. That not because of anything they've shown anybody on the field.
Mm-hmm. Weird that Michigan would no longer be a powerhouse. Weird.
You know what though, Buffalo Mike, you can go ahead and make those predictions because we'll forget by Monday. So you're safe, except for if you text in and I see that there, I'll call you on it. But outside of that, go out on your limbs. This should be a place where everybody can go out on their limbs. Limb away. Is that going to be another? I feel like that should be a phrase, but it probably is not going to take off. Limb away.
It's not quite as catchy as some of the other ones you've come up with.
Limb away. Random texture says, so nice turning on the radio today and hearing the first, second, and third dimension all on the radio at the same time. The show is still good, but it's just not the same with all three of you guys there. Wait, what?
I guess I think he means without.
I feel like that was backwards.
Left-handed compliment, I think.
Better without me, I think. Booger Wolf.
He's saying it's not as good without everybody there.
I heard what I heard.
Yeah, it was just a typo.
Booger Wolf says Keon's rec league team, the Booty Fish, currently stand 0-8 on the season, including a disqualification due to Keon refusing to wear standard basketball shoes. He opted for the wingtip Stacey Adams and gouged up the court. What is he talking about? You've been talking when I was gone. Were you talking about your basketball team?
I haven't played basketball in 2.5 years. I don't know where.
This is Booger Wolf being Booger Wolf.
Yeah, one
of the nicest texts you ever made.
He made up a rec league that I'm in.
Oh, is that? Okay.
And then tell stories about the rec league that I'm apparently in. I myself have not touched a basketball in 2 years. I don't know how this is possible.
Outside of you guys getting your asses kicked all the time, this is pretty imaginative. I kind of enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't play. I don't know.
The Booty Fish. That's a great name for a team.
It is a great name for a team. I would call a team that if I were on a team, but I don't play right now.
Here come the Booty Fish.
I may have to change my fantasy football team name.
And also, I've never played rec league basketball. I just play pickup ball. I just go to the park with my basketball. Then we play basketball. I don't know what we're doing here.
Moist One says, naming a team after a happy ending. You mean the Commanders?
Oh,
wait. Am I missing something?
Well, that is a happy ending.
Oh. Okay. You know what? I got there eventually. I got there eventually. Took a little bit.
Randy lives his life in all caps. You're not wrong. Fish Tank says Army and Navy are both ranked. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, back in the 50s.
It's been a while. It's been a very, very long while.
40s and 50s, they were dominant.
But yeah, both ranked. It's pretty impressive season for both of them. And you've got Navy at 25 and you've got Army at 23, and they're both undefeated and they're both on a collision course. And I just think that this is going to be one hell of a game when they finally meet.
And the Army still runs the old triple option, and they're kicking everyone's ass.
Donnie says, I heard Boogie's already stress eating over Sunday's matchup. I picked the Detroit Lions, but I reserve the right to change that. I'm not sure anymore about that pick. Might have to change that.
Why?
I don't know. Jared Goff has been killing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
just
took,
I got a
took
gut
Minnesota
feeling
in that game.
Just a gut feeling, but I think I'll probably stick with Detroit. What the hell?
I just like the Vikings defense. I just think it's a great defense. It's fun to watch every week.
Yeah, and Jared Goff is easily confused. You know what I mean?
But at some point, Sam Darnold's got to fall down off of his high seat.
The thing
5
with-
games in a row, Randy.
The thing with Darnold too is I don't think he's going to fall down because it's not like the old Sam Darnold hasn't showed up in spots. Like the old Sam Darnold is still there making some very stupid throws. He's just making enough explosive plays that it offsets some of the bad stuff that he used to do that he still does. Like, I don't think it's not like he's eliminated mistakes from his game, because that I think would be a sign that he can't keep that up.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, Jeffrey, about having a hard time picking the game, but I feel like Minnesota is just primed to lose a game, and this is it this week.
They're due.
I don't know. They've just got weapons all over the place offensively, because it's not just Darnold. We're surprised by Darnold, but should we be? His offensive play caller is Kevin O'Connell. We know he's good at what he does. His main wide receiver is Justin Jefferson. And when you look at the stable of options that they have at wide receiver, they've got one of the best wide receiver rooms in the league. Like,
But remember when Darnold came out and said, "I saw ghosts."
Yeah, as a rookie playing for the Jets.
He was overwhelmed.
That's the Jets did that. You know, I mean, you're up against the Belichick defense as a rookie. He's not a rookie anymore. He's
what did
been
I
in
used
the
to call him? Human bobblehead?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah,
he does still have a bobblehead.
His head is still gigantic.
And oddly, his forehead's just
it's just
oddly shaped.
When he takes his helmet off, I still jump a little bit. It's like a jump scare. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's like a Neanderthal. Let's see. 602 Pats fan says Sam Darnold doesn't see ghosts this season. No, he sees W's. That's what he's seeing.
He sees Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry, like that guy. If in doubt, if you can't find anybody else to throw the football to, I don't know, just find JJ and see what happens.
I'm not saying that Vikings are bad. I'm just saying I feel like they're due a loss.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, Detroit Lions are 4-1. Minnesota Vikings are 5-0. I think it's going to be a good game. In fact, I'll probably have that on the big screen and have my Colts and Dolphins over on the smaller screen. I mean,
that's game of the week, in my opinion.
Looking forward to that. Well, I don't know. I feel like the Chiefs and the 49ers are the game of the week.
If I believed more in the Niners so far this year, I think they've got to get healthier. Or that would have been a better game if they were healthy.
Would have been. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah. Maybe you're right. But they are still favored for some reason over the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5-0. Maybe they're thinking the same thing, Randy. Like, well, the 5-0 team due for a loss. I don't know. It's a bad way
Andy Reid is like 27-4 coming off a bye week. I don't understand how this works.
You just don't go up against Andy Reid after a bye week.
And Patrick Mahomes is an underdog.
Yeah, there's 2 places you don't go up against Andy Reid. 1, after a bye week. 2, at the buffet. You're going to lose both times, and you might lose some digits. You might lose a hand. You can't. I mean, that should be written down and remembered.
Watch your digits around Andy Reid at the buffet.
You've seen how he is about them nugs. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and pick it back up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's fall football on The Fanatic. Catch all the live game play-by-play. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday day and night NFL games. Plus the Saturday NCAA football game of the week. It's all right here on the Valley's home for football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
You may know me as Ruben Gallego, but I've had a lot of titles over the years. First, son, or mijo, by my single immigrant mom who worked so hard to make ends meet, and brother by my 3 incredible sisters. I've been called janitor, line cook, construction worker, doing any job I could to help out since we didn't have much. I earned the title graduate from Harvard University. I was called infantryman in the Marines when my company took some of the heaviest losses in Iraq. I'm called congressman, proudly representing Arizona the past 10 years. But my favorite title of all is dad to my 2 beautiful kids, whose future I'm fighting for every day. That's why today, my title is candidate for Senate. I'm fighting to lower costs and secure our border. I'm Ruben Gallego, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message because for me, it's never been about titles. It's about standing up for hardworking Arizonans like you.
Paid for by Gallego for Arizona.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024 by USA Today, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices. Just $189.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 500,000 happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Direct savings and client focus, the cornerstones of the Diamond Dave philosophy.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave Cantor. My team and I at Desert Wholesale Diamond can be your trusted friends with an inside scoop on the diamond world.
Just like they are to thousands of people around the world.
And just like we have been for over 34 years.
At Diamond Dave's, it's all about the diamonds and the savings, not paying for high-end retail locations or the overhead of a mall.
You stand to save big time with our by appointment professional office approach combined with direct importing.
When you choose Diamond Dave's, you choose huge savings, top quality, and excellent service. Call, email, or message us for an in-person appointment.
Or sit back and relax for free FedEx shipping anywhere in the USA.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Holy moly. Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Sunday is all day football. Start to finish, 6 a.m. all the way through to 9 or 10 o'clock, something like that. We got all the football on Sunday. Let me give you the rundown for Sunday's games. I'm going to be honest with you, they're not great. But it's all day football, though.
It's football, right?
I can't. The London game is almost never great. So, I mean, that's not anybody's fault.
This is exceptionally not as great. It's the Patriots and the Jaguars, 6 a.m. And then after that, it's the Texans and the Packers. It's a bit better. That's pretty better.
I think that's going to be a good game.
Yeah. And then Raiders at Rams at about 1 p.m. Yeah, okay. And then capping it all off with some Sunday night football, it's the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That'll be interesting.
Well, that one's going to be interesting. Yeah,
I think that's going to be very interesting because Devontae Adams is back with Aaron. He's already practicing. He's happy. All that blah blah blah.
That hamstring injury that kept him sidelined for 3 weeks. Boy, just magically cleared up.
Yeah. I think that look, the Jets were in the game last week. I mean, they
missed a field goal, I believe, too.
So, and that was against Pittsburgh, right? I mean,
no, it's Pittsburgh this week.
This game is against Pittsburgh. Yeah.
All I know is, I don't care because I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. I don't care about the Steelers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Give me Russell Wilson, hopefully making a fool of himself and getting Justin Fields his job back sooner than later. Well, I still don't get what they're doing.
So I have a theory about that.
Theorize, sir.
All right. I think what's happening is the Steelers have realized that Justin Fields works for their team just fine. And now they want to showcase Russell Wilson and hope he goes out and has a good game so that they can peddle him off for draft picks and or other personnel that can help this team under Justin Fields.
So you think this is a test drive for other teams?
I think it is.
I mean, I don't think they would mind if somebody called and asked for Russell Wilson, but I think that what their plan kind of is they want to bring Justin Fields along a little bit slowly. They're treating him like he's their rookie quarterback that they drafted, and then have Russell Wilson be the veteran that kind of bridges that gap between that. So,
but Keon, he leads the league in quarterback rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's clearly working. The only thing that Justin Fields needs to add to his game right now that would help the Steelers a lot is the big plays down the field. He still doesn't seem comfortable really pushing the ball downfield and being aggressive in a way that Russell Wilson just will, because that's just how his game works.
I got a similar situation with my Colts because, every time you put Joe Flacco in lately, he seems to do pretty good. And then here comes Anthony Richardson. He's clumsy as hell, I guess. And just gets hurt.
He's clumsy.
It's either that or I call him an idiot. Should I call him clumsy or do I call him an idiot?
No,
Because
I don't
how
think
do you
maybe.
keep doing that? You should know better. And he makes bad decisions as a quarterback. And then he's like, he's always itching to run. And then when he does run, he doesn't have sense that God gave a goat because the next thing you know, he's out. I mean, it's just, I'm very frustrated with him. He could have been good, but I just don't know if he ever will be now.
Yeah, I think it's just hard to break certain habits. Like if you're used to running every time there's pressure, that's what you're going to do every time there's pressure. And the bad decisions, I feel bad for the dude because that was something he needed to learn. And when they put him out there, they kind of threw him into the deep end.
Sure.
And I really thought that offense
forgive.
should have been a lot simpler when they put him out there.
Sure, I can forgive the bad decisions as a quarterback. You can't forgive the dump of running straight into a brick wall and getting hurt yet again. So here we are with Joe Flacco, and everybody's like, oh, you probably want Joe Flacco. Listen, we're just in preseason forever until Richardson either figures it out or they cut bait on him. Flacco's not the solution. Flacco is just something to keep people coming to the stadium and maybe selling a couple of tickets because they're like, oh, you think they're going to trade off Joe Flacco? No, you can't, because you know what, Richardson, give him a couple games and then he's hurt again.
It's unfortunate.
You can't go forward without some sort of substantial backup. We're not going to the playoffs. We're not going to the Super Bowl. But we got to win some games or else, you start to lose people in seats. That's all there is to that. So, no, Flacco is not going to get traded. If he is, then I hope they do fire Chris Ballard.
I think this is the year for Richardson to figure it out. Like it, and not because I think he will, but because I don't think he has a choice. If he's still struggling by the end of the season to either make good decisions as a quarterback or as a runner, I think the Colts just move on.
Fish Tank having a little bit of low self-esteem on his Dolphins. By the way, did you see on Twitter his song?
I did.
He saw the Colts guy doing the thing, and so he decided to do one for the. Wait, how did you see it?
Kim's got X.
Oh, I was going to say you're not on there anymore.
I'm not on the X. I'm not on the Insta. I'm not on the TikTok. I'm not on any of that.
Well,
Spazzo channel. I'm not on that. I'm not on any of that stuff.
Fish Tank did a like, job with his song, although it was sad. You can tell he's dead inside after watching the Dolphins sort of implode. And
but I hear that Tua's on his way back.
It won't matter. And he shouldn't be.
I mean,
Tua should retire.
It actually will matter. I mean, look at this offense this year as compared to last year. It absolutely will matter. Poor Tyreek Hill is out here running 5-yard outs. He's never done that in his entire life, but there's nobody on the team that can throw the ball far enough.
You think they would have had a backup or something?
They thought they did, and Snoop Huntley ain't it.
But Fish Tank says, Jeffrey, I don't think it'll matter who starts on Sunday for the Colts. You guys are going to run all over us, even without Taylor. Yeah, we do have some fine running back by committee going on there. So I don't know. Who knows, Fish Tank? You might get a W. Moist One says Green Bay is debuting their winter warning jerseys on a 70-degree day.
What?
Somebody made a mistake in scheduling. That's what I learned there.
Yeah, it's not getting cold until much later. Lacrosse guy says, hey, Keon, who's this new guy cracking all the jokes? Wait, I got this, Keon. Hey, Lacrosse guy, it's your mom. Quiet Cannon says, not a Viking fan by any means, but they have more than Darnell. They have a good defense. Oh, Sam Darnold. Sorry. He spelled it wrong. It's like, who's Darnell?
Sam Darnell. That's a different quarterback. That's a completely different guy.
Yeah, Sam Darnold could have a bad game at quarterback, but they got good D.
They sure do.
Good D.
They and I like their secondary a lot.
Quiet Cannon.
But they also have on their offense. I think that when you look at the weapons that they have, who is Darnold throwing to? And there's a lot of options there. Addison is there. Jefferson is there. I just think that they're in a very good spot. And Hawkinson could even be back sooner rather than later. Like they're just kind of loaded.
Say what you will, but having good D could keep you from being homeless.
Mm-hmm.
888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says, oh, snap. He said your mom's a guy. Donnie says Justin Jefferson has over 1,000 yards in 8 games versus the Kitties. He is a lion killer.
They're not good at covering him. And I don't know. They've got good corners. It just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah, wear him out. Let him get a lot of touchdowns. I don't know. Random Texter says, just a quick side note, the Chiefs has not lost to the San Francisco 49ers since 2014.
Oh, my God. Including 2 Super Bowls.
Lacrosse guy says, my mom died in May. Thanks, Jeffco. How about working once a week at least, huh? You think that's going to stop me? Oh, no.
It just reminds me something Jim Rome used to say all the time where he would go on these long vacations near the end of the year, and then people would ask him, like, why are you gone so long? And he was like, see, this is what happens when you've got all them vacation days. You use all them vacation days.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. He didn't negotiate it.
It's been 10 years since I've gone anywhere for 2 weeks, or at least 8 years. But yeah, so Turd Ferguson says, this is random, I know, but I just threw an NFL-sized football the other day, and wow, those are much bigger than I realized. Do with that what you will. LOL.
All right. Is your name? Let me guess your name here. Just a little bit of. Is your name Kenny Pickett? Because that's. How small are your hands, sir?
Where is Kenny Pickett? Is he still in Pittsburgh?
Is Kenny Pickett still in the league? Let's find out.
Is he not with them little hands?
Is he selling insurance?
Turd Ferguson. You're right. The NFL football is oddly bigger, but not so big you can't figure it out. Latina Leprechaun says, my other texter nickname suggestion was Spicy Shamrock, but I like Latina Leprechaun better.
Yeah, we do too. We think that's brilliant. Yeah.
Spicy Shamrock makes me start thinking about pumpkin spice. And I don't want to think about pumpkin spice.
No, we don't like that.
Which, by the way, the Mets, their playoff drink, I saw this headline, Mets playoff pumpkin drink tops new Major League Baseball ballpark food list. What? They've introduced the playoff pumpkin, Sailor Jerry spiced rum, ginger ale, pumpkin spice syrup, and served with an orange wheel. So what we're really finding out is there's a lot of white women who are fans of the New York Mets, because that's the pumpkin spice. It's just white women. Stop it. What the hell? What? I just don't. I mean, I can say that because I'm white, because that's just all the. What is with you and the pumpkin spice? Serious Cracker, please. What are you doing? Why? It's just because it's like walking into a Christmas Hallmark store, in December, and that's what that. It's like, it's too much. I would walk out of there. I'm just like, I got to get some air.
Well, it's not only that, but it's also the cinnamon in the air, the pumpkin spice and cinnamon.
It's too much. It's just too much. And I don't know why. Well, white women get all sorts of tingly this time of year as soon as the pumpkin spice comes out. I don't get it.
But you said this was an alcoholic pumpkin spice drink, did you not?
Well, there's
spiced rum in it.
Sailor Jerry spiced rum.
Yeah. It's still got pumpkin in. I mean, just give me the whiskey and in a glass. That's all. I just leave the bottle.
Don't ask me about white women. I don't understand them either. It's just I will never understand this pumpkin spice crap. Do you like it? Does anybody?
No, I don't like it. Now, Miss Kim, she likes it, but
too much potpourri. You know what I'm saying? It's just you taste it in the air.
See, potpourri. That's showing your age, Jeffco. It's not that now. It's something to do with some sort of oil, smelly oil. I don't know what. There's a thing that Miss Kim has that emits this little stream of smoke.
The essential oils.
It's got the. That's
it. I had a girlfriend that was very big into essential oils.
Yeah.
Were they essential? Do you feel like you couldn't live without them?
It's not that you can't live without them. It's like basically the oil is distilled. It's whatever it is. It's distilled down to like the most potent version of that.
Now I like when Miss Kim burns the oil, the smelly oil. It's lavender. It smells good.
Big Jake says, here we go again, back to racist comments when the two old guys come back to the studio.
What the hell are you talking about, Big Jake?
Poor white people. How will they ever recover? Hey, pal, I am a white people. Jack. Oh. Kathy Lefty says Sailor Jerry rum can turn that pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern real quick. Yeah, it was probably just like a little splash of it.
You put rum in a thing, I might just drink it. That's
You let us know, but I ain't touching that crap.
my standards are not high.
Lost
not
Toby
high.
says, I saw Keon playing in the park hustling kids for money. Don't let him lie to you. That I do believe. All right,
not
that's
recently.
it. 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Tommy, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, let's see here. We got a few more things to talk about before we can get to the NFL. Are you excited to talk about the NFL?
Oh, yeah.
Always.
I haven't talked about the NFL in weeks. You know, I was gone.
Well, yeah,
and
you're on holiday.
Right. So now here I am ready to talk about talked about some NFL fun. Anyway, so let's see. Oh, by the way, this Grimace thing didn't work last night, but the Grimace, they have a billboard in Times Square that has Grimace just sort of, looks like it's a horror movie ad, actually. It's like scary Grimace.
Uh-huh.
And it says, it wasn't luck. It wasn't fate. It was Grimace. And it's McDonald's, of course,
Mm-hmm.
But, well, that's not working. I think you should probably pull that off the billboard there.
Well, the series isn't over yet.
Well, I know, but it's 3-1 now, right?
Well, it's 3-1.
2-1.
Tonight's game. Well, it's 3-1. Tonight's game is happening as we speak, and the last time I checked, the Mets were leading. It's 10-2 now.
Yeah.
All right, maybe it's working.
And the Grimace was the turning point for the Mets this season. That's when they were terrible in the first month of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then Grimace visited them and threw out the first pitch. And ever since that day, they've been playing wonderful baseball.
Well, right now, you're right. It's 10-2, top of the fifth, looking good for the Mets. But so when they, if this ends as you want it to, then the series will be 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, it still doesn't look great for the Mets.
Why? Because it's a 7-game series, best of 7.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. And like in LA needs one win and it's over.
Yeah. If this were the NBA, I'd feel better about just slamming the door shut on the Mets. But in baseball,
I will say this: there was a time when the hated Yankees were up 3-0 on the Boston Red Sox in playoff baseball. And after the third game, after the third win by the Yankees, everybody thought the Yankees, all they had to do was win the next game. And the Boston Red Sox came back and won 4 games in a row and sent the Yankees packing and went on to the World Series. And I believe won the World Series that year. I'm just saying it can be done.
I hope you're right. And this isn't as deep a hole as that one was, obviously. That's the most historic comeback in sports history.
One of the greatest series I've ever watched.
We need to time it if it does happen, where the Mets come from behind and win the series. We gotta make sure Ralph is on the radio that day.
Like I don't think you'll be able to find him.
I'll do a 4th hour if it takes that.
I don't believe you'll be able to find Ralph.
Listen, that's a serious statement right there, because you are anti 4th hour of this
Very
show.
much so.
And
look, I like Ralph, but he's an insufferable homer, and he loves his Dodgers. And if they lose this series, I don't think you'll be able to find Ralph anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He may change. He may just sell everything he has and move out of state. He probably would move to like Wyoming or something and live off the grid in Wyoming.
Or Oklahoma. I think he's going to spend some time in Oklahoma.
I
don't think he's tough enough for Wyoming.
Oh, I think he is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think he'd be fine. Yeah. He
Big
plays
Jake,
hockey too. He plays hockey.
Oh, yeah.
He's tough. He's
He
tough.
used to. Yeah. Now he's gluten intolerant. So. Big Jake. I don't think Big Jake is really. This is probably not the right show for you, Big Jake.
Oh boy.
He's going off on me about calling me a racist for saying that white women like pumpkin spice. Really not getting this at all. But I'll go ahead and read your text. But I really think you need to probably find a different show. He says, still trying to figure out how pumpkin spice has anything to do with white or the black folks. Never mentioned the black folks. And by the way, when you use the word folks, okay. He says, maybe I misunderstood, but sure came off as undercover racism. I just, how is that? First off, who?
I've known the man
towards white people
more than 30 years, and I can tell you there's not a racist bone in his body.
Oh my God. He says, or at best, just unnecessary. Wasn't unnecessary. I don't understand what you're upset about here.
Do you think there's anything on this radio show that is necessary?
Says
Honestly.
using such words such as cracker, probably not the best choice of words for radio or anywhere for that matter. Shakes head.
No,
Judgment best suited before spewing words on radio.
Jeffrey.
Cracker, white bread, honky, mofo, Wonder Bread. I'm a white guy. I am taking the power out of those words, Big Jake. What's wrong with you?
You said cracker, please, and I turned off my mic and I was done for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
So
that's the other thing, Jake. Some of these are jokes. And if it's not good for you, go away. Go ahead.
It was funny.
Yes, and Keon, I'm not even explaining it.
I had a good laugh.
That's all it is. So if you have like some sort of itchy trigger finger on this, and you're very sensitive as a white person, this is not the show for you. I invite you to turn the dial to 98.7, where you will be very comfortable. You'll be very much at home. Bye. 888-368-1580. Is it me?
I mean, listen. Usually, if I think you're crossing a line, I let you know. I don't even know that there's a line in sight right now.
No. Sir Drives a Lot says John Wayne over there should calm down. Fighting Wampa says Jeffrey's not racist. He's Canadian. Well, I'm not that either.
He is Canadian. I mean,
Booger Wolf says, is it racist to hate Russians? Question mark.
No.
Elzar of the Mountain says, get a life, Jake. Quiet Cannon says, Jeffrey, I'm on your side. You're not racist. At least between 3 and 6 o'clock every weekday. Definitely not racist.
I suppose since he can't account for any other time of day. Sure.
That's fair. That's fair. Fish Tank says, if the Dodgers lose the series, Ralph will just become a Yankees fan instead. Whoever's winning. That's a good point. That's a good point. What's this? 8394 says Sox was 20 years ago. Reunion party at Mohegan in November. I don't know what he's talking about. The White Sox or the Red Sox?
Red Sox.
Which Sox?
20 years ago.
Yeah, it was oh my God, it was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
2004
Easy.
feels like not that long ago in my head.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
that was that's the famous Bloody Sock series.
Yeah,
Kurt Schilling had.
Yeah,
Big Poppy hit that dramatic home run. Yeah, that was great.
That's how you know you're getting older, when stuff doesn't seem like that long ago.
Yeah, and then I remember I was in high school. Of course, it was 20 years ago, but yeesh.
To me, the 90s was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But then you hear these younger kids saying, turn of the century. I'm like, you shut your effing mouth. I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah.
Before the turn of the century.
When somebody says the 90s called and they want their saying back,
right.
Shut up, kid.
Kiss the Cook says, Big Jake, funny is funny. I blew snot over the cracker, please. And I agree. Anything pumpkin, that does taste like ass. I don't remember saying that, but just fair enough.
I believe that the reference was potpourri, but sure, I asked potpourri, same thing.
Pinocchio says, speaking on behalf of other crackers, every Becky and Karen I've met loves the pumpkin spice.
Becky and Karen?
That's true. Big George says, Jake, as Jeffrey says, some of these will be jokes. So I'm on Jeffrey's side 100%. And let me tell you something. George is the biggest honky you've ever met. That is one big white guy.
He is a big white guy.
8394 says Schilling game 6.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Randy. You nailed it. Quiet Cannon says, I think that's the first time a racist word has come up on the show, and I hope it's the last time. But you never know. The word racist? Or you mean cracker? Which one is it? Quiet Cannon.
He said about 6 other ones too. Here's
the thing. I like crackers. I like Wonder Bread. I like all these. I like mayonnaise.
You went through all these names like George Carlin used to do, the 7 words you can't say on radio or television.
Yeah, these words don't hurt me.
They don't hurt anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Buffalo Mike says, if your team relies on Grimace for inspiration, they suck. I mean, what? No Hamburglar? No Mayor McCheese? Well, I can't say the Mets suck. Look where they're at right now. 90+ wins, and they're in the playoffs.
Playing for the right to go on and represent the National League in the World Series.
Mm-hmm. Hefty Lefty says, my everlasting memory of Sailor Jerry Rum is when my buddy in college drunkenly decided to get branded. So in order to not feel the burns as much, he took down a fifth of Sailor Jerry.
Wow.
In about 45 minutes. Sort of worked. He didn't scream throughout any of the burns. The only scream happened when we had to sterilize the area afterwards with an alcohol wipe. That scream scared off all the bears within a mile of the woods outside of Flagstaff.
Jeez, what
sorry.
What in the hell are these people doing outside of Flagstaff?
What? Why would you get branded? What would you need to be branded for?
That's what I mean.
What possible benefit could that have?
Around a crackling campfire. Hey, bro, go ahead and brand me.
Whatever happened to marshmallows?
It's about time. I want to do this.
Whatever happened to ghost stories? Branding, as in hot iron on your human flesh?
No.
Oh,
it ain't like the movies where a guy goes, all right, go ahead. Oh, yeah. That's just not how it is.
No.
That is a mistake. Harry Soap says, with Devontae Adams being a New York Jet, what's going to happen with his Vegas home? The one with the Taco Bell in the kitchen and everything? I wondered that myself, Harry Soap.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Mm-hmm.
That poor guy is unemployed now. Unless he travels, unless he's able to relocate.
I suppose technically Devontae Adams would be the franchise owner of his house Taco Bell. So he could, if he wanted to, bring the guy along.
Yeah, now he goes to work the next day at his little Taco Bell, and he opens up, and there's just some accountant standing there. Hey, how you doing?
Or a realtor.
Oh, what the hell, man?
showing the house around.
The realtor's like, could you make some of those cinnamon twists, please? It makes the place smell nice. What happened to Devontae?
He's gone.
He tipped. He would tip. I just 8394 says branding. What a white person activity, I didn't want to say anything.
I also didn't want to go there.
I thought it immediately.
Here we go again.
Another white guy thing.
I was just like, because I don't know anybody. I don't know any black people in my life that are like, just recreational branding. It's not a thing that we do.
Taco Kenny says the 88 World Series Gibson home run off of Eck to the Dodgers. Thank you, honey, for making me miss half the game and watch it sober because I had to pick you up.
Damn.
Wow. You've been married since 1988 and you've survived this long in a marriage and you're still salty over something that happened in 88?
Wow.
Kiss the Cook says, who did the branding? Hannibal Lecter? The Hannibal Lecter loves the smell of cooked flesh.
That's true.
Hello, Clarice.
I think the Bears kept going and never came back.
That was spot on, Randy. That was very scary. Made my skin crawl just now.
You want to stay for dinner?
Oh, my God. You're too good at that.
Booger Wolf says, Sports Illustrated ranked the NFL's dumbest fans. Minnesota ranked first big time. I can't read that word, but a lot of that I can't read. I'll stop there. Taco Kenny says, no, I meant missing half of today's show. Oh, half of today's game. Oh, what's your game? Oh, the Dodgers game. Okay, sorry, Taco Kenny. When you don't use punctuation properly, it's hard to track sometimes. Now we're good. He just wanted us to know the 88 World Series Gibson home run off of Eck to the Dodgers. Why? I don't know. Then the rest of it was, thank you for making me miss half of the game today. And had to watch sober. Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, the Dodgers
Dodgers are trying to come back in the middle of the fifth right now. It's 10-5 at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, but anything is possible. Moist One says Game 7 would be Monday at 5. You would have to do 7 hours that day. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. Thank you for that reality splash, Moist One.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. So what were we doing here? Oh, hey, speaking of socks, not the Red Sox, but the White Sox. Jerry Reisendorf is like, hey, we just lost 121 games. Yeah. Anybody want to buy this team? He says. He says he's open to selling. He's 88 years old, and he's like, yeah, okay. And so he's been in active discussions with, I guess, some former pitcher. They're not saying who, but it was a former big league pitcher. So he's looking to sell the White Sox. I don't know. I don't know if, well, does somebody want to buy it? I mean, this is the time to buy it. Buy low, sell high, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You'd think so, but also like team value isn't necessarily connected with recent success. So
Reisendorf might sell it for way less than he needs to. He bought it for $20 million back in 1981. $20 million.
Yeah.
This thing's got to be worth $1 billion at least, right?
Oh, easy.
You'd think.
I mean, the way sports teams get sold now, you probably a couple.
Hey, see if you can look at the value of the White Sox. I mean, the first thing that's going to happen, Google's going to laugh at you and say, no, I'm serious, and then find out what the value is. Bullseye says, I myself tune into the show for the off-color jokes. Keep it up, funny guy. It's talking to you, Randy. Fighting Wampa says, I had a buddy who joined a frat house in college, came home with a brand of the house's Greek letters. Young, dumb, and full of something or other. Yeah, well, you know.
The Chicago White Sox, after I typed that in and Google went ha 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 ha
Right,
ha
yeah.
ha 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 ha.
It's cruel.
$2.5 billion.
Really?
Sorry, $2.05 billion.
Oh, $2 billion. So you probably get it for two, maybe 1.75. He's 88 years old. The team hasn't won a game since forever. Feel like you've got a case for 1.75. That can get negotiated.
Their operating income was minus $28 million.
Oopsie.
Because the team is bringing in $288 million. They're paying their players about $187 million, and then after some other expenses that the stadium requires, they're not making money.
So if you buy it
right now,
yeah, you better start with a little operating capital to help float the boat until you get things turned around. I mean, can't get worse. Can't get worse.
But it's a team that's got 3 championships and a fan base. So
yeah, it's you better do something quick. You better do something quick if you're going to do that. Man, can you imagine being the worst team ever, still worth $2 billion?
I mean,
and you only paid how much? 20 million?
Because that's how sports fans kind of work to a degree, where you're like, you know that there are customers out there, and if you could get the thing winning again, the customers already exist. And that was the idea with the Commanders, that if the team were any good, people would just show up and start packing it in, which is exactly what you see. So if the next owner of the White Sox can actually get this thing back on track, there are a lot of White Sox fans that would love a good reason to go out to the ballpark again.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But I wonder how long this whole process will take. See, because think about it. Right here, right now, you're getting ready to go into the World Series. You sell the team. You have another group come in. There's a transitionary period. You won't be able to turn it around right away, would you? I mean, unless you made some massive trades and stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, this being baseball, I don't know if you can that quickly, but Randy would know better than me.
It would take a lot to turn this team around, but you could start by bringing in your own people as the president of baseball operations, a new GM. You get a good coach in there, coaching staff, young coaching staff. You turn some players around, and what you've got to do is start turning this team around, the culture of this team. So you got to cut off kind of the chaff, as it were, and get down to the good plant here, and let's see how it goes. You got to do a lot of pruning to make this work. It can be done. I believe that they could get this done.
Bullseye says, Jeffrey, it can always get worse. They could lose 122 games next season. They could trade for Shelby Miller. It can always be worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got some NBA and WNBA stuff we can talk about. And then, oh, no, wait, I'm wrong. When we come back, it's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. Are we ready to get down and get funky?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's do that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, And absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Not all policies will qualify. Not available in all states.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over. And if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard to reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
We are getting ready to crown a champion.
Championship weekend is coming back to the desert.
Let's get this party started.
4 title races in 3 days means there will be a buzz in the air all weekend long. Whether from the grandstands, the infield experience, or the hillside, this is your chance to witness history and make championship caliber memories for the whole family. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. You can go farther and save on full synthetic with our oil change special. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic with an STP Extended Life oil filter for just $35.99. Get the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dodgers now got 6. Mets 10, Dodgers 6, top of the 6. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Thanks for the heads up on that, Nurse Scratch It. And Bruno Baller says, nice to have the entire staff on hand tonight here for Friday. So let's get ready for the dance party. Yep, let's do that thing. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, to get the prognostication, predictions, and other things from Keon Rose in his college football dance party.
All right, and if you're watching on TV, it should be such a colorful show. On Jeffrey, you've got new backgrounds, do you?
I've got a couple of them. Yeah, I'll see if I can bring those up.
Very nice. All right, Keon. Let's get moving. It's a big weekend in college football. First off tonight, Oklahoma State at number 13, BYU. It's at 10:15 tonight from Brigham Young University on the ESPN. Who you got in this matchup? Oklahoma State at BYU.
Yeah, I've got BYU in this game. I think Oklahoma State, they're not exactly done, but they have some disappointing losses in a season that looked like it was going to be promising. They looked like they were going to be, one of the best teams in the Big 12, competing for a Big 12 championship, and then just had some really disappointing missteps along the way. Meanwhile, Jake Retzlaff, quarterback, BYU, who, and these are his words, he calls himself the BYU. And he is going out there and having a good time. He's just, the guys around that team love him. They're rallying around him. He's been incredible, making really good decisions with the football. And I mean, he could find the end zone with the rock. 13 touchdowns so far this season and just 5 interceptions. He's having a good time. And I think that Oklahoma State, they're going to try and put some pressure on him. But I think BYU does a really good job of being a balanced football team. They run the ball well. They throw the football well. they look like the best team in the conference because they might just be the best team in the conference.
Speaking like as a good team, don't forget we got that 12-team playoff scenario this year, and Clemson is still kind of in play. They've got a game against Virginia at home at Clemson at Memorial Stadium on Saturday. Give me the lowdown on the Virginia at Clemson game.
Yeah, I think that this is a game that's interesting because Tony Elliott is the head coach of Virginia. He was the offensive coordinator once upon a time for Clemson, won some championships with them. So this is his return to the place that basically launched him to being a head coach. And Clemson, they lost week 1 to Georgia. Everybody was beating them up. So was I. They looked terrible. Cade Klubnik, their quarterback, looked like he was just kind of out there spacing out. It looked like he just didn't have his head in the game, didn't know what to do. You know, we're making fun of Sam Darnold, but I mean, that week 1, it looked like he was seeing ghosts. And ever since then, Cade Klubnik has been electric. He's been on a mission. And I just think that he's going to be able to continue to lift this offense. You know, they find the end zone very often. They've been very dominant in the ACC. And while Tony Elliott is doing a good job at Virginia, Virginia isn't quite ready to compete with all the athletes that Clemson has.
Still, Clemson took a loss early in the year. I think it was to Georgia.
It was week 1.
But that was, I was going to say that was way back in
on
the
road.
Week.
Yeah. A lot's changed between then. And Cade Klubnik's found his footing. I don't doubt him as much as I did when the season started. I'm starting to believe in him.
All right. Let's go to the Midwest here. Nebraska on the road at number 16, Indiana. Wait, what? Number 16, University of Indiana on Fox at high noon tomorrow. Who do you have in this matchup?
This is going to sound crazy because, Nebraska has been pretty solid this entire year. And like Indiana basketball school, when I think of the Hoosiers, I don't really think of them being this dominant on a football field. But when you look at where they are ranked nationally, they are the 4th ranked offense in all of college football. They are the 6th ranked defense. And that is the reason why they're an undefeated football team. Wow. And when you look at who they've beaten, it's not a bunch of blue bloods, but there are some good teams in there. And the schools that they've beaten, I mean, they're putting up lots of points. They put up when against Northwestern, they put up 41 points, 42 on Maryland, 52 on Charlotte. So even though they're not beating, a lot of these big schools, the schools that they are playing and beating, they're beating them very badly. They played Western Illinois and put 77 on that school. So, I mean, as much as I like Matt Rule in college, I don't think he's an NFL coach, but as a college coach, I do like him. I'm going to take Indiana in this game. I just think that at home, they're fired up. This is their first really big test where they can show people what they're about. I think they're going to get up for the challenge.
All right. Moving on here. Number 6, Miami is on the road. The Canes are in Louisville to take on the Cardinals. Who do you see in this matchup?
Yeah, this is a tough game for me to pick just because as good as Miami has been, I think Louisville has shown that they're capable of beating schools that they have no business beating. Their quarterback, Tyler Shuck, I think he is a good quarterback. He protects the football. He's not afraid to be aggressive. He runs that offense incredibly well. And the Cardinals are never out of any single game. I just have trouble picking against Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes right now. I think their defense is playing really, really well. And I think that throwing the football, they're averaging 400 yards a game. Like Cam Ward is just on fire. And he's got the clutch gene. If the game is close coming down to the wire, I think Cam Ward is capable of pulling it out. So any kind of victory that you need, I think Cam Ward can deliver. So I'll take the Hurricanes.
Eastern Carolina on the road as well, as they are going to the United States Army Academy to take on number 23 Army. I didn't think I'd be saying that. Good tickets still available from $59. Tell me about this matchup. Eastern Carolina at Army.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in the show. Army running that triple option. They pass the ball less than 100 yards passing a game, and yet 460 total yards per game because they run the ball so well. And I just don't know that Eastern Carolina is up to the challenge of stopping this particular team. Army is on a mission in probably every sense of that word. I don't think that this is a particularly great matchup. Army 17-point favorites, and it's not great for the Pirates of Eastern Carolina. They're going down.
All right. So the next game, the next matchup, is 1 in the afternoon. And the guys with the big yellow M's on the side of their heads, number 24 ranked Michigan, how the great have fallen, how the mighty have fallen. Michigan ranked number 24 in Illinois to take on the Illini, who are ranked 22.
I really don't understand how the spread in this game is working right now. Michigan is a 4-point favorite. They are not the better football team in this matchup. They do not have an identity. I don't know what Michigan wants to do. Say whatever it is you want about Jim Harbaugh. When he was at Michigan, I knew Michigan wanted to run the hell out of the football and play good defense. Now, I don't know what their thing is. Do they want to throw the ball? I don't know. Do they want to run the ball? Doesn't seem like they're particularly great at it. Why are they on their third quarterback this season? You know, they say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you really have none. So what does it mean when you have 3? Like, I can't even imagine what that means. Like, they are just cycling through guys right now. They're not sure what they're doing. And I don't really trust Sharon Moore as a head coach. You know, as an offensive coordinator, clearly that was a position for him. As a head coach, I just don't see it. In Illinois, they play tough football games. They seem to get up for every single challenge. And I think that at home, they're going to beat Michigan and take the Wolverines down. I don't think the Wolverines are going to be ranked come Monday.
Wow. Okay. Maybe ASU will be ranked. We'll talk about them in a minute. Speaking of premier football games, number 7, Alabama, who have had some hard luck this year. This is going to be, in my opinion, the game of the week. They travel to Neyland Stadium in Tennessee, Old Rocky Top, number 11, Tennessee, taking on the Crimson Tide, who are currently ranked number 7. Tell us about this one, Keon.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Tennessee and what they like to do offensively. Their offense is a little weird, it's a little funky, but it scores a lot, and it puts a lot of points on the board. Tennessee sporting the number 9 ranked offense in college football. They have the 2nd ranked defense, by the way, which is something I don't think I've ever thought to say about Tennessee, at least not anytime recently. Their defenses haven't been great this year. They are absolutely fantastic. And I think that Tennessee is going to beat Alabama because Alabama's defense doesn't look very good. And I don't think I can remember the last time I said that about Alabama. Alabama can score with anybody, but they can't seem to stop teams from putting points on the board, especially teams that are aggressive throwing the football down the field. And who better to get their confidence back on track after that loss a couple of weeks ago for Tennessee than to get the quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, get him going by pushing the ball down the field against a secondary that's giving up a lot of yards right now.
Second, I'd say there's a 1A and a 1B game because number 5, Georgia, travels to Darrell K. Royal Stadium in Austin, Texas. Austin could be a busy place this week. Not only is Georgia, Texas on tap in Austin, but they also have the Formula One from the Circuit of the Americas, which is just outside of Austin. So a lot happening in Austin, Texas. Number 5, Georgia, visiting number 1, Texas. Who comes out on top?
Jeffrey looks like an acid trip right now. That's wow. That's terrifying. But in this game, I'm going to try
to learn how to do this.
I'm just trying to stay objective and stay on track with Jeffrey distracting me and with my own team playing fantastic football, 6-0, the Texas Longhorns, and it's a home game for them. And they have looked completely like the best team in college football, absolutely dominant. But when you look at the Texas schedule, I'll try and be neutral here a little bit. It's not exactly world beaters that the Longhorns have taken on. Okay, they started the season with Colorado State. They beat number 10 Michigan. Felt like a big deal at the time. Michigan's not that great right now, and like I said, I don't think they'll be ranked come Monday. They beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not very good. You asked me a couple of weeks ago, Randy, if the Red River was going to be the biggest game of the season. I thought it was this one because Oklahoma isn't very good. But Georgia actually is. And so, this is a really, really good test of these teams. However, Georgia obviously used to being incredibly flawless with the way that they play defense, and the teams that they are used to beating, caught a loss at Alabama, who then turned around and Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. So the Georgia Bulldogs got to get back on track here. I think this is going to be a really, really tough challenge, but I just think that the way that the Longhorns are playing, the confidence they're playing with, the defense being as good as it is, I'm going to take the Horns. I know it's not surprising, but that's my actual, as unbiased as I can possibly get, opinion.
All right, there you go. Finally, before we take a break here, Arizona State on the road, going to Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Another game, another Arizona game that's a sports team that's going to be on ESPN's Plus, exclusively. Arizona State taking on Cincinnati, the Bearcats. All right, talk about it, Keon. How big is this game for ASU?
I think it is a big game for ASU because they're 5-1. Nobody thought they were going to be 5-1 or even have 5 wins this season. The over-under at the beginning of the season, as Kenny Dillingham pointed out when they beat Utah, was 4.5. So you took the over on that. You've already won the bet. But I think, that one more game to try and become bowl eligible is absolutely important to this team. So I don't think that there's going to be a letdown for them. I think they want that chance to go bowling and to really show the people who told them that they couldn't do it, that they were wrong. And they're going up against Cincinnati, another team that was kind of voted to be near the bottom of the Big 12. Cincinnati got overlooked a bunch too. So these guys are also a little bit fiery. Here's where I think that Arizona State has a little bit of an edge. Jeff Sims, they say in practice, Jeff Sims has looked really, really good, and it's been him beat for beat with Sam Levitt. So I just think that when you look at what the Sun Devils want to do with Cameron Scatterbo, and the fact that Jeff Sims is not that far removed from Sam Levitt as quarterback, I don't think that ASU has a drop-off here. I think they keep this ball rolling. They've shown that they can win at home, obviously, but they've done a fantastic job winning football games on the road as well. These guys don't shy away from anything. Kenny Dillingham has them playing not just at a high level, but also just low mistake football. They don't beat themselves. Yeah. And that's something that I really like about the Sun Devils, and I'll take it.
All right. He's taking the Sun Devils, Jeffco, and I don't think that's a bad take. Arizona State looking to go bowling, and being that they're in the Big 12, I mean, it's a whole open roof for them now. I mean, they can go to any number of bowls.
People are like, oh, yeah, they're going to get that Big 12. They're going to get eaten up. They're not going to play very well. Don't they have the best record in the Big 12 right now?
Towards the top,
yeah, they're towards
one
the
of
top.
The best
they are fourth in the Big 12 right now. They're 2-1 in the conference. There are 3 teams ahead of them that are undefeated in the conference, but you got a couple of undefeated teams in BYU and Iowa State. Then you've got Texas Tech 5-1, and they beat ASU. And then you got ASU at 5-1. So that's the 4th ranked team.
So thank you very much for Keon Rose's college football dance party, Keon. I got a text message, as you were doing that from Ralph. He's like, kind of running behind here. I don't think I'll be able to join you guys today. And I'm like, I wonder why. And I look up, I see, score, Mets 11, Dodgers 6. I wonder why he can't join us today.
Fascinating. Oh, boy, it's just I'm swamped with work, you guys. I just don't think I'll be able to make it.
We didn't see that coming. T-Licious says, after ASU wins a 9 a.m. road game, excuse me, they will be ranked. They better win, though, since I'm going to go to Zips and watch this thing. F you, ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Well, I hear you, T-Licious. I didn't know Zips was open at 9 a.m.
Yeah, they are.
I guess for this they will.
And for a Sun Devil game, absolutely.
Do they serve breakfast stuff there? I haven't been there forever.
I don't think they have breakfast stuff there.
I don't think so. And I don't really need breakfast if I'm watching football.
Probably breakfast booze.
Breakfast booze and breakfast wings. I've done it.
Yeah. Bruno Baller says this might be the most excitement for ASU football since 1996 with Jake Plummer and Pat Tillman. That was a fun year right there. One game possibly from a national championship versus Ohio State. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking about excitement level, okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because it looked like this team had years to dig out of. And in basically a season, Kenny Dillingham's turned the Sun Devils around.
Dilly. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
4 years. That's how long it took Democrats to ruin our economy and plunge our southern border into anarchy. Who helped them hurt us? Ruben Gallego. Washington could have cut taxes for Arizona families, but Ruben blocked the bill. And his fellow Democrats gave a bigger break to the millionaire class in California and New York. They played favorites and cost us billions. And Ruben wasn't done yet. Democrats could have secured the border. Instead, they invited an invasion and used our tax dollars to pay for it. Ruben Gallego even backed a law to let them vote in our elections. Don't give Gallego and the Democrats another 4 years to hurt us. Give your support to a real Arizona leader. Kari Lake. Kari and the Republicans will secure the border, support our families, and never turn their backs on us. Kari Lake for Senate.
I'm Kari Lake, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Kari Lake for Senate and the NRSC.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9491. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9491. That's 800-575-9491. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary. Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Monkey Baby.
Yes.
I haven't said that in a long time, but I just wanted to say it. Puppy Monkey Baby.
Don't we have a texter by the name of Puppy Monkey Baby?
I don't know. Yeah, they came and left, I guess. Navy Devils saying, hey, does anyone know what a Bearcat is? Cincinnati's mascot? Is it like that Man Bear Pig character on South Park?
No.
I think it's more like Puppy Monkey Baby.
Could be.
Bearcat sounds dumb as hell. I don't know.
Yeah, it's also known as a binturong.
You want to be a bear, okay? Because a bear is a big, terrifying, bitey, gnashy kind of thing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Bearcat now just sounds like you've diminished it by mixing it with a cat. Now it's this little.
It's enormously sized bear that uses a litter box to go to the potty.
Still couldn't have it as a pet.
You can't because
you really can't have cats as pets either.
And by the way, if I walk into your house and you have a cat, I know it. I'll know it before I see the cat because the litter box.
Yeah, I mean you'll see the litter box.
I'll smell the litter box,
or you'll smell the litter box, or you'll see various couches and things just scratched up because or people rather than use the scratching post, they'll use your couch.
Oh yeah,
that's what they're like.
But Bearcat sounds like a diminished bear. That's like not a good deal for the bear. Great for the cat, not good for the bear.
It's a cat upgrade. But
I think it would be more of a bear with a bad attitude.
Bears already have bad attitudes.
No, they really don't. They're kind of playful.
They do. No, but playful.
Oh yeah, they're playful.
They'll eat your face off.
Oh, they'll eat your face off if they feel threatened. Yeah, they'll.
No,
but look,
just for
bear
fun.
Cat. I mean, a bear. Think about a bear cat. Somewhere in the forest is a bear cat perched on a limb somewhere, cleaning its paws. But it's a giant bear.
Mm-hmm.
with pointy ears like a cat.
You know, I might just get a hunting license because I just don't want to know that exists, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Raven Kid says, didn't Al Gore create the Man Bear Pig? I don't remember that. I didn't watch a whole lot of South Park, but Puppy Monkey Baby, everybody remembers that for the Mountain Dew commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Puppy Monkey Baby is amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I want to buy the rights to Puppy Monkey Baby.
I think you should do that.
And then I'm going to pay somebody in a third world country to, give it a shot. Island of Dr. Moreau, that thing. Let's go. I want a Puppy Monkey Baby for real.
A Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
So it's just a puppy monkey.
But here's the thing. Which part would the baby part be?
Who knows?
Probably the middle part, because I don't want it like in a diaper,
No, it's not a. It wouldn't
puppy,
be a baby like a human baby.
Well, it'd be a puppy on top, monkey on bottom, baby in the middle. So
or it would just be a baby monkey that is also.
Don't be a child, Keon. You have to have 3 parts. It's a puppy monkey baby. There's no loopholes here. Buffalo Mike says Zips breakfast: 6 chicken wings, celery, and 3 mozzarella sticks served in a 32-ounce Frost beer mug right there. Yummy. No, that counts.
Sounds like breakfast to me.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a part of a balanced breakfast.
Fighting Wampa, no. You want to know if a bear cat was like bear ass? No, that's two completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Turd Ferguson just sent me a picture of a bear cat.
Okay,
that thing looks like, I don't want to ever hunt any species to extinction, but now that one, yes, we should hunt that to extinction.
Cat. You just want to hunt the bear cat.
They're kind of terrifying looking.
They're just sickly looking.
It's the eyes. They just got weird eyes. They're very googly. You're not sure exactly where they're looking, but they're still like slits.
Yeah.
Like cats have. So you just end up with a.
I don't feel like this needs to be alive. I feel like this probably doesn't need to exist in nature. There's probably no benefit to the food chain or the circle of life. There's no need for. Of course, it's from Ohio. Of course, it is. Do they have these things in Ohio?
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah.
That's another reason. I've said this before for other reasons. Just shut the place down. Just shut it down. Just close it down.
It says they're native to Southeast Asia.
Well, that makes sense why Cincinnati Bearcats. I do know that there are some in the Cincinnati Zoo that they're insanely proud of, but that's as close as we're getting.
See, now what about a red panda? Now, see, I could live with a red panda. Red pandas are cool.
Red pandas.
Not everyone's a communist like you, though.
Well, I'm not a communist. If I'm a communist, you're a Canadian, and so we all know the answer to that.
Fair enough. If I'm a communist, you're a Canadian.
Right.
The Jet is sending me pictures.
Red pandas looks less silly than actual pandas.
You should look up the red panda.
They look
sometimes
closer to foxes, to be honest.
But they're funny as hell. You look up red pandas on the
because they can stand up on 2 legs. And just walk up to you like a person. It's it's goofy. And it's funny. Yeah,
Jet, why are you randomly sending me pictures of Lambeau Field and you and your wife standing on Lambeau Field in rain slickers? Is a story coming with this?
I think they were just there for the Cardinals game last week.
See, I have a question.
Yeah.
Apparently, there is a business known as the Bearcat Cafe. Apparently, it's in downtown New Orleans. Why would New Orleans have a Bearcat Cafe?
Why are you even looking this up?
Well, because it said Bearcat CBD. And I was trying to figure out.
I don't think that's a cafe.
Is this cafe? No, I'm looking at it.
It's a very specific kind of cafe.
Yeah, no, it's a cafe, and it's showing
clientele.
A very delicious looking food.
Do they come in large serving sizes for?
But why would they call it the Bearcat CBD? See what I'm saying?
Well, they sell CBD.
No, it's in the quote unquote central business district.
Well, district does not start with you said CBD or
CBD.
Well, then that's what that stands for then.
Huh.
Central Business District.
I thought they had a different clientele
in downtown's
Probably still
knowledge.
do. Different
Well, see,
customer
that's
base.
what I was thinking. Do they serve like this delicious food alongside some sort of CBD?
They have food.
They have food.
Wow. The Jet says, "Oh, I thought you'd never ask." Well, of course, but just don't send me pictures. Anyway, he says, "That's my luck. I'm a Cardinals fan, and I chose to go to the Green Bay game, but apparently Cardinals forgot to show up. Great experience, but of course, it had to rain on my misery while I was there." Cardinals forgot. Oh, they didn't show up. Yeah, they lost. Yeah. Harry Soap says, "I need to rent a Bearcat when I'm going to the state fair." That's the only thing. Yeah, if you're walking a Bearcat at state fair, you might be all right.
I don't know if you could walk a Bearcat. I'll be honest with you. That would be one of the most difficult things to leash
Bearcat
train.
walks you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could barely walk a cat.
Mhm.
Like that, you add the bear element to it. I mean, there's just another level of don't give a rip.
Raven Kid says the Bearcats of Cincinnati variety there gave us the Kelseys. So yeah, please go extinct. Is that true? Travis and Jason were Bearcats?
Yes,
I think
they
you're
were
right.
both Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yes.
Well,
okay,
I
this-
talk about the Kelseys. I'm just trying to figure out this stupid mascot of theirs. Sir Drives a Lot says Bear Ass and Bearcat are two completely different things. They do live
Absolutely.
next door to each other, though.
Mm.
They could.
Look
Silver
at the jaws
Pops
on that thing.
says, "Is it a bear that identifies as a cat or a cat that identifies as a bear?" I think it looks more bear-like than cat. It looks like a dehydrated bear.
It just, but there's some pictures of them the way that they like sleep on tree branches and stuff. That's cat. That just looks like a cat sleeping on a
Well,
branch.
they have the round ears like the bear does, and they have the kind of the face of a bear with these evil-looking satanic eyes.
I stand by my decision to hunt them to extinction.
Hmm.
No one's going to oppose me.
Well,
Screaming Goat says, "No, it's supposed to be puppy, monkey, baby. It's supposed to be a puppy and a monkey baby. Both parts are juvenile animals."
Hmm.
Yeah, I got to go look that up. I think you're mistaken.
Yeah.
I would take a look. Anyway, that's what we need. Somebody has to have the so-and-so puppy, monkey, babies. What a
Yes.
great mascot that would be. Tia says, "There they are. The three amigos have returned. Welcome back, gentlemen." Well, we've been here for a while.
Yeah, we went on the air at 3. Where you been?
Yeah. The Jet says, on a side note, the entire fourth dimension thinks that Keon, which by the way is not spelled Cohn.
I have seen some creative misspellings of my name reading this text line while you were gone.
COHN?
Including a version of my name with a hyphen in it, which is there's just not hyphenated. I don't know where that even came from.
There's like one person who spells your name right. One.
Exactly one.
He says, well, you did a great job while you guys were out playing. They will all say he was amazing, but I won't. As great as a job as he did, I have to congratulate Jeffrey and Randy. You guys took a raw piece of clay and was able to mold it into something beautiful that entertained us all. I didn't mold anything. Keon showed up as is. He didn't.
I
need us.
never touched Keon ever.
You know,
Never.
I've touched him many times.
Oh God, no. I know that I have a young voice. I have been doing this job for 10 years. I didn't just start doing it when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
Though I have learned a lot of things from Randy and Jeffrey. I did.
Good God, we're sorry.
One you should retain. You should quickly forget whatever it was.
But no, I've also known how to do this for a while. I did have like a guy that I paid to tell me that I was bad at radio for a while and then helped me fix what I was doing wrong. Can
he help us?
Maybe.
Because we have never paid anybody, and everybody
Clearly.
we run across is you guys suck at radio.
Yeah.
I did work at places before I worked here, is my point. This is not my first job.
So did we.
Bruno Baller says, Keon is the busiest guy on this station. Give the dude a break. No. Raven Kid says,
I somehow knew that was going to be the answer.
In the commercial, it was bottom half baby, top half monkey with a puppy face. I remember because it was holding the rattle with the monkey tail. You know, I can just look this up, guys. But yeah, I mean, we do need to make this happen. Tioa says, I just got out of work. Sorry. Welcome to the show, dude. Pinocchio says, aren't all Bearcats bare ass? Or have you seen one in trousers?
No, they're not. It's not a bear ass. They have a fur coat.
So it's a bare ass bearcat. I like that, bare ass bearcats. See now,
Well, I mean, I guess you could go that way if you wanted to name your mascot the bare ass bearcats.
Slow Mo Zoe says, "Hey, how about the wombat? Did you know it poops square turds?" What?
I never
Well,
checked.
It's Australian, isn't it? Wombats. That's
Square?
not a wombat.
Wait a second.
This is the wombat.
Cubicle, like cube turds, or just?
I don't even want to know how that's possible.
God, I gotta Google this, don't I? I don't know if I I've been doing lately. I've been logging into Randy's work computer at the station. That's where I do all my weird searches. So it doesn't show up on my Google.
So that's what
You
happened.
could just use
That's why you're getting
incognito.
weird ads in your all your feeds, man. That's me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, thanks.
All right, guys, 2 hours down and 1 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, sports fans, we've got exciting news. Beat the Book is now on daily from 2 to 3 p.m.
That's right. Just before the blender, we're going to explore the world of betting along with you on the text line.
Send us your betting comments and questions. Speaking of which, Dylan, what do you think if I throw down $20 on my Washington Commanders to win the Super Bowl? They're 120 to 1.
I don't know about that one, Keon.
You got a better idea, Mr. Beat the Book?
Of course I do. Just tune into the Fanatic. We've always got better ideas.
So join us for Beat the Book, now at 2 p.m. daily on the Fanatic. Brought to you by Sport Trade, a new app coming soon to Arizona.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams fall sale and get 30% off paints and stains from October 11th through the 21st. With prices starting at $34.29, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Now open in Scottsdale. It's United Porte Custom Door Showroom with 40,000 Euro doors and hundreds of state-of-the-art designs and finishes on display, plus kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanities, and more, all at wholesale prices. Builders, contractors, designers, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Porte, P-O-R-T-E. Stop by to see and feel the quality. United Porte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
It's fall football season, and Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is doubling down. Now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on their Asian-inspired comfort food like Korean steak tacos, Mongolian barbecue ribs, and signature Wagyu beef sliders. Always a memorable dinner, or catch the game in a bite at the bar at Kasai. Now the 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird and in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's Kasai Teppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And a good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I did send Jet a correction, and I might just use this, copy-paste it. It's Keon, Keon, pronounced key-on, Keon. You know, I figure that's very helpful, right?
Yeah, that's helpful. I like to tell people it rhymes with the element, neon.
There's no way Jet's smart enough to get that.
Okay.
So let's just leave it the way I did it. Keon, pronounced key-on.
Maybe I should start calling you, instead of the sexiest man in sports talk radio, you could be Neon Keon.
Oh, no. I'm sure he doesn't like that. I thought you were going to say Keon. He is the element.
The element. See, I like
It's
that.
not a bad, that's not a bad nickname.
That's cool.
Almost
honestly.
some sort of superhero,
Yeah.
thing.
It reminds me when somebody says, I'm him. It's like, okay. I don't know why that's a big deal, but it makes you feel better. But Keon, the element. That's pretty good.
The element.
Well, hey, do you like it, Keon?
I do like it, actually.
He's just like,
That's
he's liking
pretty
it. And he's
sweet.
like, I don't want to screw it up because they might change it.
When you get
Keon.
a nickname you actually like, you just kind of roll with it.
I think I'm going to stay with the sexiest man in sports talk radio.
Keon, the Honda element. See, now I ruined it. I ruined it.
See, now that flush that idea.
The Jet says, I didn't know that was possible. I was going to try it now. Tell Keon I think he's cool. Well, he spelled it wrong again. I typed it out for you, and you still spelled it wrong. Keyon.
Did it autocorrect?
I think he's using voice text.
It has to be. Yeah.
Dude, just before you hit send, take a look at it. Bruno Baller does spell Keon right. Says Keon is like neon, except for with a K. Ooh, maybe that's a better way of saying it on air.
Mm-hmm.
Keon is like neon, except for with a K.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't think of that before, but thanks
That's
for
way
that.
easier than anything we've been doing.
Or what I've been telling people my entire life. But yeah, no, thank you.
All right. So Slow Mo Zoe just sent me a picture of Wombat and also a picture of the Wombat's square turds. How do I know those are actual turds, though?
Mm-hmm.
That looks like dog food.
I just don't want to go all the way to Australia, find a wombat, and then
That's
figure
not
out for
enough.
myself.
This is enough.
I wonder if we have any Australians listening. I don't trust that they're going to actually. I'm Australian. It'd be
Yeah,
another
no.
fake text.
The moment you say it, someone's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "It's me."
Well, it's a miracle. Let's see. Beer Bob says, "Good afternoon, Randy, Keon. Who's the new guy?" Just kidding, Jeffrey. Welcome back. Good to hear you. That's the 18th time someone's used that joke today.
And that's not even counting yesterday.
I'm not even mad. I'm just glad you're glad I'm back. So thank you, Beer Bob. Kyle G says, please say I haven't spelling Keon wrong this whole time. No, you just spelled it right, just right there. He says, if I did, I'm sorry, but it's now how my phone's predictive text spells Keon. So it has to stay this way. Well, that's pretty smart. Correct your phone, and then predictive text will get it wrong, right? Even if you don't remember how to get it. So there you go. Kyle G's smart guy, pretty smart.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
he is. Yeah.
So we got a couple other things before we get to the NFL. And I guess I think Angel Reese was kidding. I think she's kidding when she's saying, the WNBA checks don't cover her bills. Okay, fair enough. $74,000 a year, more than some people make, less than others.
But now those are game checks, right? I mean, that's her
not
salary
per game.
playing.
That's per year.
Right.
Yeah, she gets that
it's a yearly salary
from the WNBA. She signed a $324,000 deal with Chicago Sky for 4 years, which gave her $73,000 in her first year, and then later it goes up, and then at year 4 she's got $93,000. So she's making a moderate amount of money.
Yeah, and she it was a little tongue in cheek. She was joking,
Right.
joking.
But
a
she's
little.
not lying when she says it doesn't cover my bills, because what covers her bills is the $1.8 million that she's got in like 20 different endorsement deals.
A lot of endorsement deals, and also just the amount of money that she gets from like social media sites that they get that kickback, because she has a lot of people follow her on social media. She's doing fine financially. Just the WNBA money's not the thing that's covering all the
Right.
stuff that she likes to do. Yeah.
Could you live on 74,000? Yes. Could you live on 94,000? Yes, you could. But she doesn't have to because she has got all this money coming in from the ad. All this. Still, if you look at these numbers compared to even the lowest level guy in the NBA,
guy in the NBA who has
Yeah.
never seen the floor in his entire career,
staggering
is
difference.
still making way more money than the best that the WNBA has to offer.
Still not there yet. Still not quite there yet. But yeah, she says her rent. Yeah, you're right. $8,000. She says I'm living beyond my means. Of course she's not, because I'll tell you what. If I was making $2 million a year, at the end of everything, like $2 million a year, I'm not sure if I'd have $8,000 rent even then. I'd be thinking about the future. You know what I mean? I'd be taking it easy on that. Yeah, I might splurge a little here and there, but I don't think I'd have an $8,000 rent. That's a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, like there are going to be business opportunities for her in Chicago. I mean, they already love her there. She has a good career in that city. There'll be car dealerships and restaurants, and the money is never going to stop for Angel Reese.
I hope not, and I hope the money gets better for her and everybody in the women's basketball. She was joking around with a friend saying she wouldn't be able to get a sandwich with the WNBA as her sole income. You might be brown bagging it every now and then, but I don't think you'd be completely poor.
I'm sure you could go to like some Chicago deli and get a nice sandwich.
I think the real money is in those eyelashes. I think that's where she spends a lot of that.
There
money.
it is. There it is.
And the fingernails and the eyelashes.
Well,
that's
thought
probably
she had
more than her rent.
I thought she had a substantial shoe deal that she signed here recently.
I don't know. All I know is it says here 20 endorsement deals with a value of $1.8 million.
Well, that's not enough.
No. She deserves better for how good
I mean,
she is.
her and Caitlin Clark are like the face of the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got a pretty big deal with Reebok. It looks like
that's what I
not as big as it should be. If that and her other 19 endorsements are only getting her 1.8 million.
Yeah,
that's pretty sad. She's getting ripped.
Little bit, but you've got to grow it, and that's kind of where we are in the middle of that particular process.
Slow Zoe says, I like Keon the Commander. Well, that was never a thing.
No.
Just Keon the Commander's fan. I myself am not a commander. His team does not employ me.
Random Texture says, all these lessons on how to spell Keon's name right. How many people still spell your name wrong, Jeffrey? Many.
Also, a lot of people.
Mine is a little more predominantly in print, but everybody still spells it wrong, and I don't care. Yeah, well, here's the thing that is more noticeable. You can spell like, hey, Jeffrey with the E in there somewhere or not. Okay. But if it's a G-E-O, well, now I'm aggravated.
Yeah, the G off is where we draw the line right there.
That's fighting. And then the other thing is when people just call me Jeff. That I'm not used to. Back in 8th grade, I made it clear. I'm not going by Jeff. I'm Jeffrey now. I did that because there's too many Jeffs. And I was tired of whipping my head around. What? Yeah, too many Jeffs. That'll be the name of one of my books. Too many Jeffs. Tia says, at least Randy has a normal spelling. If you think Randdie is normal.
Yeah.
But nobody ever spells yours right either. They put Randy.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
We
Mine's so
tried.
simple to do.
Sheriff Tom says, being a former Chicagoan, I can attest to the best sponsorship would be Kevlar vests. Well, yeah, for Chicago or the Arizona State Fair.
My guess is if you're paying $8,000 in rent where Angel Reese lives, there would be no need. It
Probably
would,
a different neighborhood.
It wouldn't be a particularly convincing endorsement, just because she wouldn't live anywhere near any place that needed that.
What about Kevlar eyelashes?
Hey, now we've got an idea.
Also, wouldn't
like Wonder Woman. She's deflecting bullets, but with her eyelashes.
I mean,
yeah,
I guess.
Come on, man. You can picture it.
Yeah, man.
Can I?
You've seen her eyelashes.
I have seen her eyelashes.
I think her eyelashes are responsible for at least 3 blocks. Go look at her stats.
Easily.
Just
yeah.
Yeah. They're amazing. So speaking of blocks, Kevin Harlan, I don't know if he was actually mad. I think he was kidding. But he was calling the preseason game for Lakers Suns. And, just preseason, doesn't matter. But Devin Booker was going after a ball, and he ended up crashing into the broadcast table, which was right there at the mid-court line. And he just goes face first into all these little cameras that are there. And it kind of, Devin was all right, but he got a red mark. But Kevin Harlan was just like, "Oh, I have spilled my notes." I guess he had it. Well, you should have had your soda up there, Kevin. You know what I'm saying? But he was just like,
exactly. Yeah.
"Oh, how am I going to do the game?" I guess he had his. He was also not just looking at his notes for the Suns and the Lakers. He had his notes sitting there for his upcoming Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Ravens game.
Oh no!
And he's like, "You're destroying all my notes." So
I hope he didn't handwrite them.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I hope they're typed.
So
you can print that again.
I print everything that I do, at least on the show. I have a printed paper for it as a reference, and everything is from the hip that comes from that. This is just the stories that I'm referring to. But I also have a computer file of these in the computer just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Harlan, I don't want to tell a Hall of Famer how to do his job. You don't need to be yelling at Devin Booker because your dumbass had a thirst buster sitting there on the table.
Was it his though? Was it his?
Was he really mad, or was he
Kevin Harlan mad? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not. I listened to it a little bit. I wasn't sure.
The broadcast voice never leaves when he's on TV, so you're just like, are you actually upset right now, or are you just?
Yeah, you could never know.
I can never tell.
His wife and kids probably been kind of wondering too. For years.
Is just his dad mad, or is he really, really happy that I?
So they were sitting there like, "Hey, you see that Devin Booker guy? His face is red from the equipment." He's like, he didn't even care. He's like, "Do you know how long I've worked on these notes? Like for weeks. Now they're gone." He just all he could think of was his notes.
His notes. He might have actually been mad.
I don't know. But I'm glad the NBA is just about back. I'm glad TNT is just about back, and it looks like it's its final season. So we better take note of when these are on, because after this, it's gone. That's the sad part. That's the part that makes me sad. Is that so what's going to happen? Is Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan, are they going to go call games for somebody else?
I actually don't know. Like a lot of the futures of those guys, a little unclear. I mean, it's hard to believe that Kevin Harlan wouldn't find a spot to be. But him and Reggie Miller do work well together. So I would assume, I would hope that you keep those guys together, because, Reggie can be weird on a broadcast sometimes, but for the most part, he does a pretty good job. And him and Kevin have a really good chemistry.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch.
No, I enjoyed his basketball calls as much as his football ones. Gotham Sauce says, Kevin Harlan sarcastic, most likely. He's great at reading the room and making a joke of something.
Yeah, I think he was joking. I kind of took a little listen of it, and he was like, "How am I going to do this game, Devin?" So he kind of was trying to see if Devin Booker could actually hear him while he was getting up from the table. So I would guess joking.
Kyle G says, "I'm debating now between Geoffrey and Geofferson to call you from now on, O'Brien." Just want to remind you, Kyle G, I've blocked so many people. 888-368-1580.
To be honest.
So the Suns will open their season next Wednesday away. They're going to be playing the Clippers. Automatic W. Automatic W.
Feels like it. Kawhi Leonard is already.
Is he really hurt, or is this kind of like Devontae Adams hurt? Because they're saying he's out indefinitely with right knee inflammation.
I think that Kawhi Leonard is a guy who's been dealing with a knee issue his entire career. And I think it's amazing that he's played through it. But at this point, there are doctors that think it's a degenerative knee issue that Kawhi Leonard has. So he's just getting worse over time. He's just trying to make it work, and play through it, because he wants to be great, and he wants to to try and win a championship. But even when he played for the Raptors, he missed a lot of games that year. And a lot of it was just his knees. And then he was able to get right during that playoff run. And obviously they were able to get the title. But I don't think that it's not a Devontae Adams situation. Kawhi had to pull out of the Olympics for that same reason.
Is it a retirement situation?
It might be. It might be. Now, is he too stubborn to do it? I have read that Kawhi is a very stubborn person. So if he thinks that there's even a small chance he can still play, he's going to probably go to the bitter end. But like, his knees are not well. And
so you're saying an operation would not help him?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem like it's anything that's anybody's fault or anything that's particularly fixable. It's just an issue with his knees that's just continuing to get worse.
My idiot dog is outside barking. I don't know if you can hear that way off in the background there, but he is really angry at a cat or something. We got a neighborhood cat that knows that they can't get through the gate. So he sits over there and sits in the little grassy spot in my front yard, right in view of the gate. And then he loses his bleep out there.
Yeah, that sounds like them. I was actually reading something about cats. The cats are capable of feeling shame. They just don't want to.
No, they
feel bad when they mess up things they want to do.
Right.
They don't feel bad messing up your stuff. No, not at all.
I don't think they feel bad about stuff they mess up at all. I think they enjoy it.
Like when they try to jump on a ledge and then they don't quite land it and fall off. There's a little bit of shame there. You can see them like kind of limp off and go.
I can see that. Yeah.
But
I can see that.
Yeah, if you've got a cup of water on a table and they just knock it over because they're cats, there's no shame there, and you can't even punish them because they literally will forget in minutes. There's nothing.
Well, pretend to.
there's nothing to punish. They don't care.
They pretend to forget, but they're actually making a detailed list. So when they assassinate you, they'll tell you why they're assassinating.
This is why I'm eating your face.
Yeah.
Delicious says, I was at a Monday night game at Levi Stadium, and Kevin Harlan did play-by-play of a fan getting chased and tackled on the field. It was glorious. So I doubt he was serious about Devin Booker. Kyle G says, as a Spurs fan, I was pretty upset about Kawhi leaving at first, but now I feel like we kind of dodged a bullet, given how little he actually plays. Big Jake says Leonard should have retired 7 years ago.
Well,
he says NBA fully guaranteed contracts. I wish I could go FMLA and collect $50 million a year.
The thing is, he's a competitor. Like when you look at Kawhi Leonard at his prime, he played. He looked like Jordan, and there was a point like 2019. Kawhi Leonard was the best player in the league. Period. And so, like, you can't have any pride and reach those heights and then just at the first sign of resistance, tuck your tail between your legs and leave. Most of us would, but there's a reason why they're there making that kind of money and we're not.
Sorry, I was just imagining if I had a tail. I wish I had a tail. I think that'd be awesome to have a tail.
It would be useful.
Nowhere.
You just
like one of those tails that grabs things.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Useful.
Yeah,
now we're right back around to it. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now all I can think about is having a tail. Let's take a break. We'll come back and Keon will inform me why Tony Bennett suddenly retired from Virginia and what the hell they're going to do. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NASCAR Cup Series racing in Las Vegas Sunday, the South Point 400. It is the start of round 3 of the playoffs. They'll run 267 laps around the mile-and-a-half tri-oval. Kyle Larson is coming off a victory at Charlotte. He won in Las Vegas back in March, and he's the betting favorite to take the checkered flag. He's at plus 300. Christopher Bell and William Byron both at plus 800 to win on Sunday. Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick both plus 900. Ryan Blaney plus 1,000. And Chase Elliott is at plus 1,200. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
In most countries of the world, Forte means door. United Forte Custom Doors, located in the Scottsdale Airport Design District, is now open with over 40,000 European doors, all in stock, ready for delivery, and at wholesale prices. Designers, contractors, builders, and yes, you. Come see our showroom on Greenway Hayden Loop. That's United Forte, Porte. Stop by to see and feel the quality at United Forte Custom Doors. Find us at uporte.com. That's uporte.com.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Gary Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Randy, I tell you, I deleted all my other sports betting apps. I deleted them.
You did tell me that. Yeah, you've got a new one, right?
Don't need any other sports betting app but BetUS. I got the BetUS. I don't know if you've checked out the BetUS, but you should go to betus.com and take a look because, man, I got to tell you, they went large. Here's the deal. Here's how it works. You can get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits.
125.
Yeah,
Wow.
125. First 3 deposits. BetUS offers value other sports books just don't. Here are some of the things they offer: gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, casino bonuses. I'll tell you what, you're out of your mind if you don't get over to betus.com right now, or even if you just want to talk it out, give them a call. 1-800-MY-BET-US. That is BetUS, where the game begins. But yeah, I did. I cashed out and deleted them. It felt good. Felt good to do that too.
Good for you. Good for you. Have you been playing quite a bit?
I'm winning like crazy.
Well, there you go.
How do you think I could afford all these expensive vacations?
Well, you are rich.
Well, there's that.
Yeah. Independently wealthy.
Yeah. So, hey, Keon, I asked a question before we went to break. Maybe you could make some. Why did Tony Bennett suddenly retire? Was he? Is he in trouble with the law?
He's not in trouble with the law.
He built up Virginia. He got him to be a winning team, and then all of a sudden he's like, "I know the season's starting soon, and you're not going to have any luck finding a new coach. And well, you got 30 days to." Get to that transfer portal. Oh, by the way, season starts in 3 weeks. Bye, bitches. I mean, he just left.
Yeah.
I don't think he said it just like that.
I don't think he said it like that.
That's what they heard.
Well, I'm sure that's what they heard. Yeah. But I do think that, when he said that, I remember I was trying to figure out why, because Tony Bennett's 55 years old. I'm like, is there some kind of health issue or something like that? Like, the guy is just pretty
Dude,
young.
I'm 54 coming up here in October.
That's what I'm saying. He's pretty young. So like,
I thought you were saying he was old.
No, I'm saying he's
near death.
So like, no, unless there's some other health issue we're not aware of, he's not. He's pretty young. So like, what causes you to step away from the game? And basically, his explanation was the way the game functions right now, it's not in a good place. He's a very old school kind of guy, and the players, the way that the system is structured, he doesn't find them to be particularly coachable, and that's part of his problem. Is you got all of this NIL stuff, which for him the money wasn't even really the problem. It was the fact that combined with that and the transfer portal and everything else, you can't coach guys hard. Like you just can't, they have the ability to just cut bait and run at the first sign of any test, any pressure. And he just has found himself kind of frustrated by that. A lot of people say that that's the reason why Nick Saban stepped away too, that Saban didn't think that he couldn't coach anymore, but that he couldn't coach these players anymore. And that's a thing that we're seeing. And that should raise some alarm bells to the NCAA that we might need to restructure how this thing works. You know, it's one thing to say players are making their money and they've got the ability to move around when they want to and all that other stuff, but there has to be some kind of framework that keeps players and keeps commitments to these programs, because there is none. And, you know, for a coach like Tony Bennett, who had a style that was tough defensively, and as that kind of coach can be, he's a little tough on your players, and he just was finding it incredibly frustrating to keep these guys in line the way that you have to get their full potential out. Like, it's not even about just him, you know, and he had the luxury to be able to walk away from the game because he had a nice little $40 million career coaching basketball. He's made that much money over the course of his career. So you have the luxury of being able to walk away if it just looks like you can't do it anymore. And that's what he felt. The timing is, of course, awful. But
well, no, because here's what it is. I get it. So he's sitting there practicing with these guys, and he's like, I don't like these guys. These guys aren't listening to me. And oh, the hell with you guys. I got enough money. Bye.
Yeah. And
good luck.
And he was just like, the way I coach, I can't do that in today's game. And that really sucks that you lose a guy that's that talented with, you know, if Tony Bennett wanted to coach another 20, 25 years, he could probably have done it. And it would have made perfect sense. And he would have had all the respect in the world, but he just didn't want to hang in there for that because he doesn't feel like college basketball is in a place where that's going to work.
So he's looking around at a practice and he's like, I hate these guys. I hate these guys. You know what? The hell with you dip bleeps. I'm out. He just walked out. I'm gone. F you, F you, F you. You're cool. F you.
Yeah. Because there's one thing to recruit a guy and now he's on the team. And then there's another thing to recruit a guy. He's on the team and you essentially have to continuously recruit him to make sure he stays on the team.
Right.
That's just a completely different. Yeah. And especially when sometimes there are players that do need a kick in the ass, you know, and they're actually better for it, but they'll never find out because the moment they get any resistance, they transfer out because they have the ability to. So they do.
No, he's right. You know what? Goodbye, bitches. Moist One says, I heard Tony Bennett wanted to force the university to turn the program over to one of his assistants. How can you force them to do anything if you're retiring? Especially with late notice. You know,
I don't know if he could force them to, but I'm sure he asked. I mean, usually you work with the athletic director, and if you've got a good relationship with that person, then you can say, hey, look, I think that this person on my coaching staff is really promising. I think they should get the opportunity to lead this team after I go. You know, Coach K was able to do it at Duke. It happens all the time. So I don't know that it has to be a force situation necessarily.
Moist One says because of the late notice. Oh, so maybe it just makes he just figured doing it late notice, they'd have to use his assistant. That's his way of forcing him by retiring this late.
I guess, but the way he got really emotional about where the state of the game was. So I don't think that that's just it by itself.
Oh yeah. He's just tired of these guys. He just, you know,
yeah, like he, you know, when you start coaching basketball and the game works one way and then it just changes on you in the middle of your career, there are some coaches that are able to adapt to it. Coach K had to do it. He had to do it multiple times over the course of his career. He was the guy that originally hated the transfer portal and then started using it once everyone else was doing it, it was working, then you just got to figure out, all right, let's see if I could jump in line. But at some point that there are so many changes, you just have to admit to yourself, I can't do this, not with this system and what this system allows these players to do.
Kind of like radio, huh, Randy?
Yep.
Bye,
Exactly
bitches.
like it. Yeah. See ya. One day you're here and the next day,
What's a different thing? Last thing I've got before we talk NFL. The last thing, I can't believe it's taken 2.5 hours to get to this point, but okay.
I can, now that I've fully experienced how the fourth dimension can derail everything that you try to do. I absolutely can believe now that it took us 2.5 hours to get here.
Yeah, your exposure to the fourth dimension on the text line has probably changed you as a person.
Yeah, I will never be the same.
So I didn't even know about this guy, Ryan Wedding. I think that's a kind of weird name. Your name should not be the same as an event. Just change your name. Who named somebody Wedding? Anyway, Ryan Wedding, he was a Olympic snowboarder, and he's been accused of running a cocaine trafficking ring and also of murder. So, okay.
Of murder?
Yeah, he's one of 16 people charged in connection with an operation that moves 60 tons of cocaine every year from Colombia through Mexico and California, and then even all the way up into the Canada, as well as the United States.
From, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, he's still at large?
Wait, they
he's
haven't
on the
found
run?
him?
No, it says Wedding is one of 4 people who are still at large, believed he's currently living in Mexico under the protection of a cartel. The FBI is offering $50,000 for information leading to his arrest.
Yeah,
and
I
extradition.
just Googled him and his FBI wanted photo came up.
Is it a nice photo? Because I always wonder if I get a wanted photo, I hope they use a nice picture of it.
It is not. No,
Oh,
they
okay.
actually picked one of the worst photos of him because there's a picture of
Dicks.
him not too far down. That's him from when he was actually a snowboarder. That's a nice picture of him. They used a picture of him where his hair is thinning at the top, and he definitely just looks like a criminal. He looks like exactly what he is accused of doing.
Well, he's turned into a bad guy. He's a major drug trafficker and a murderer. So,
and the list of things that they're after him for, that some of which you have said, that the conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute controlled substances, the conspiracy to export cocaine, continuing criminal enterprise, murder in connection with continuing criminal enterprise, and drug crime, attempt to commit murder in connection with a continuing criminal enterprise.
Wow.
And more drug crime.
He's a real piece of work, isn't he?
He really is.
So what I'm trying to say is we shouldn't have snowboarding in the Olympics.
There's also
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's all this is really about for me.
Oh boy.
I mean, if the cartel is protecting them, you're never going to get them.
I think obviously they should drop snowboarding immediately, if not sooner.
Clearly, it leads to bad things. That's really all I've got for that.
Okay.
There's not much more to be said, to be honest. It's not.
I think we all have agreed on that, so it should happen right away.
But this can help me transition into our NFL stuff.
Okay.
While this Ryan Wedding guy is still on the run for his crimes, Jay Cutler was apprehended.
Yes.
Smoking Jay Cutler, accused of DUI and also having a gun while he was drunk. He had a gun on him. What the hell is he doing? What does he need with a gun?
Nothing.
Well, he's a superstar, you know.
Genuinely nothing.
Booked and jailed before being released on $5,000 bond. And I don't know, what has he been doing lately?
Not a whole lot. Sounds like just
drinking and driving and probably shooting street lights out while he's driving.
His speech was severely slurred. His eyes were bloodshot.
He looked horrible.
The mugshot photo of Jay Cutler somehow looks not that different from just Jay Cutler normally.
That's why I had to explain to my wife. She's like, "Oh my God, he looks horrible." I was like, "Look him up when he's standing on the sidelines."
Yeah, no,
there's not that different.
If you Google him, there's a before and after picture of him, one in his Bears uniform and one with him now. He's just got more beard.
Yeah,
that's it. There's no difference.
Look.
Yeah.
Ever since at Caviar, what the hell was her name? When she took off,
Kristen
the bottom,
Caviari.
it just fell out from underneath him.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that was the best thing ever happened to him. She was a piece of work, that lady.
Well, clearly so was he. So,
So I guess Jay Cutler has joined the, you know how they have the Heisman house? Well, now he's joined the Donovan McNabb house. Just, no. I can't wait to see those commercials. That's going to be
whatever could they be
That'll be
advertising?
amazing.
Because the Heisman House is selling us Nissans or something.
I'm
right
thinking maybe Jameson. I don't know. Not sure.
Jameson and Marlboros.
Johnny Walker.
Whatever. Any one of those will work.
And Camels.
Campbell's soup. Yeah.
Campbell's soup and Marlboro.
I think that's a solid campaign right there.
Yep. Right there it is.
Another police issue. First off, this is more, let me just say, Connor McDermott, you're a dope. What is wrong with you? This big dumb lineman for the Rams. He's like, hey, Connor. Yeah. Where's your iPad? I don't know. No, you need your playbook. I need your digital playbook. I got stolen out of my car. What? Yeah, his car was broken into, and they stole his team-issued iPad.
Man. If you were using it, it wouldn't be in your car.
You should always you don't leave that in your car, man. You shouldn't leave an iPad in your car, let alone the playbook for the LA Rams. Not like it's really
getting.
No, Rand, you don't need their playbook to beat them right now.
Yeah,
they're so bad. On second thought, never mind, Connor. You're fine.
Just that my only concern would be, were you even using it? Like, because it should be in your house.
You know that thing where it says is how many times it's been logged in? Never.
Yeah.
Just not been logged into.
0.01 hours.
Well, here's the good news. You know, if you're an iPad or Apple user, that they can electronically, remotely wipe that thing clean. So, you know, whoever stole it probably doesn't, they won't get the information. Not that it was valuable, but still. Just,
you know, Connor McDermott as a lineman has scored a touchdown in the NFL. Thrown to him by Zach Wilson when he was a Jet.
Well, there you go. That's not hard. That wasn't hard back then. Connor McDermott, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, he got stolen out of the front of his house or something. He was in a residential area. And, you know,
that's how I know you weren't using it. If you're at home and when you get out of your car, you take it with you because you have to watch the film. How are you watching it if it's in your car?
That's sad. Latina Leprechaun says, "Uh-oh, I left my iPad in my car. Should I go get it?" Yes. What are you doing?
That is an expensive piece of technology.
How much are those things? Like $1,000?
I don't know.
I don't know how much
expensive,
an iPad is.
but
well, they're like 600 and up.
I got a Android tablet for like 150 to work perfectly. I don't know what you're doing on these things, but don't leave it in your car. Bullseye says, Jay Cutler, the worst decision ever by the Bears. Fox really pulled the wool over the Bears' eyes. Oh, yeah. Supergirl says, Jeffrey, are you sure that Bill Belichick didn't steal that playbook? Well, he may be out of habit. I mean, he's not coaching right now, so he sees an opportunity. I'm sure Belichick's on top of it. Berg says, late to the party, but how about another Bronco, Javonte Williams? What a game yesterday. Berg is saying this because I'm playing him. I have Javonte Williams, and he was safely on my bench.
That'll happen sometimes.
I'm not even upset about it because there's no way of knowing. I mean, I knew it was a good matchup for him, but I had no idea it would be that good.
Yeah, that they were just going to manhandle the Saints all day. I have Javonte Williams in another league, and yeah, he was on my bench there too.
Was I supposed to play him over Tony Pollard or Chuba Hubbard? No. No. Javonte Williams is on my bench as a backup for when those guys can't play. He's not there for any other reason. And if you look at Javonte Williams, you have to also see his point total last week was 4.5 points. Before that, 16. He had 10. He had 6. He had 11. He had 3. So he's mid-range. He's like just a backup. He's nothing else. And you hope he has a game like last night when you need him to be a backup. But outside of that, no, he will not get 20 points next week or the week after. This was the Saints, man. Play everybody on that can run against the Saints. Now that's something.
Yeah, apparently, but it's not like the Saints had shown that before. They didn't look quite that bad until last night against the run. That's not like the Cowboys have just looked bad all season. The Saints look pretty solid at times.
Latina Leprechaun says it's in the garage. Isn't that safe? I don't know, it's
I
probably
mean,
not great to cook it, but
yeah, I mean, it's probably
temperatures
too hot,
are fine.
but it probably won't be stolen in your garage.
It's a bad habit, Latina Leprechaun, but I'm going to tell you how to live your life. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We've got On This Date and Big George's sports history and maybe a couple more NFL things. We only did one. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Fanatic is your home for fall football. Catch the NFL and NCAA live games on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Brought to you by Bet365. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9491. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9491. That's 800-575-9491. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
The GCU men's basketball squad is coming off their winningest season in 35 years, their third trip to the NCAA tournament in 4 years, and their first ever NCAA tournament victory. Returning 4 of their 5 starters in Ray Harrison, Colin Moore, Duke Brennan, and reigning WAC Player of the Year Tyon Grant Foster, the Lopes look to defend their WAC titles and make a run to the Sweet 16. With a non-conference slate including Stanford, Georgia, and crosstown rival Arizona State, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. So join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on the home of the Lopes, 1580 The Fanatic. Lopes up.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss. It's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news, or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and it is over. Yes, Grimace has got it done. New York Mets 12, Dodgers 6. Thanks for the update, Harry Soap. Appreciate that. And hooray! That means Ralph is sad. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's take a look here. Oh no. So now the Mets have beaten the Dodgers. Now the series is 3-2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, still probably a very, very real possibility the Dodgers will win that series without much fanfare.
Well, I mean, Dodgers are they're the odds-on favorite, but I just got to tell you, it could be it's hard to play baseball with your hands firmly grasping your throat. You see what I'm saying?
So here's hoping. And then, of course, the Guardians, they did have an amazing game yesterday, won that thing in dramatic fashion. But right now, Yankees are up 3-1 in the end of the second inning right now. So Guardians got some work to do if they're going to even this thing up. And that's exactly what they need to do.
100% agree with you. The Guardians, again, we talked about this earlier. The Guardians need a win tonight because here's what you did last night. You thumped the Yankees pretty good. And a lot of people in the media were like, well, how are you guys going to respond to this? Oh, Boone was all, we've been doing this all year long. What the Guardians need to do is go out and win again, maybe in an emotional close one or a walk-off, home run or something in that fashion, because I almost guarantee you that will take the wind out of the Yankees, and the Guardians can sneak this series away from them.
I sent Ralph a text about the Dodgers. For some reason, he's not responding. It's weird.
I can't imagine why.
Probably busy. He's probably very busy.
Planned to join us in hour number 2. Just never joined us at all.
Got a lot going on.
So, sorry, George. George says that he played the Saints defense yesterday. Says they were projected to get the most points. Well, dude,
don't
the projections. The projections are never right. Use your brain. And he says, my usual defense, the Bears, was on a bye. Well, bye points because at least we have it set up where you can't get negative points from your defense.
I've been in a league like that. My God.
Oof. Anyway, so last night, Sean Payton won the Sean Payton Bowl. I don't know if there's a lot to say about it. It was just a bad game. It started out pretty okay, this is going to be kind of back and forth. Nope, not for long. And Alvin Kamara says, I don't blame people for leaving early. He said, I'd leave too. And he says, I could see people leaving in the second quarter. That is sad. That's how bad. I wonder, are they going to fire that coach? I feel like that coach might need to fire him.
It's been an injury bug has bit the Saints. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Ian?
What's the coach's name even? I don't know.
Dennis Allen. I agree with Randy. Like that is that's an injury riddled team. I mean, we were talking about they didn't have Shaheed out there. They didn't have Olave out there. They're missing their left guard. They're missing their right guard. Like, they're just a skeleton crew on offense. And of course, they don't have Derek Carr, which you could shrug your shoulders at, but he's better than the rookie that you had to throw out there with no weapons and no offensive line. Like, they just don't have anybody.
They got excuses.
But sometimes excuses are reasons. Like,
that's fair.
You don't have an offensive line and your two best receivers are not playing and a rookie is your starter. What are you supposed to do?
Kiss the Cook says, I saw Belichick on the Manning show. He's actually very well spoken. Liked him better when he sounded like Grandpa on the Hillbilly Bears, though. Yeah, I told you guys he was pretty gregarious. Bullseye says, you want a good sports cliche? Today was a must-win game for the Mets, and they won. Guess what? The next two games are must-win games, too, for the Mets. Well,
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that because
I don't mind that one. I just don't want to hear you say end of the day.
Dodgers have 3 games up on you, and all they got to do is win one more. So it is must win every time you go out on the field for the Mets.
I feel like every game is must win. Every game ever must win. Why are you doing this otherwise?
Well, because you'd like to win, but if you go down 0-1 in a series, you didn't have to win the game.
Must win
clearly, because you could still win the series without that game.
Bullseye, thank you for that. Hey, by that Adibo, what's his name? The one with the limp now. Yeah, he got a broken femur. Yeah, we saw him go down, and I was like, man, he was playing pretty well too. And all of a sudden, you see him like this guy was going like this, and I'm like, I think they're pumping up his his little bubble cast.
Yeah,
and it turns out it was right because it was like, ooh, I wonder what that is. And broken femur. Oh my God, that is as bad as it gets, and he'll be gone for ever. At least till next season.
Yeah, a few months.
He ain't coming back this season.
He'll be out forever.
Yeah. I mean,
Hutchinson, man. Like
But
that's
I guess this is in the past, other people have come back and been able to play the next season, but nobody's ever come back this season.
of
Well,
course.
it's like that. It's like that kid from the Lions, the defensive player from the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
A broken fibula and tibia. And they had to do surgery that night.
Yeah. They
they did his surgery too. It's already done.
Yeah. Like when you break a bone, that you're not even leaving the city. You're going straight to the hospital and straight into operation.
4 to 5 months for the recovery is what it says. But I would say, yeah, you're lucky if you see him play next season. That's a tough one. People have done it. It can be done. I'm just saying. That's man, that's the worst.
They say Hutchinson's going to be out 6 to 8 months. So yikes.
So now with the win, Bo Nix joins Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. They all have 4 career wins. Bryce Young, 2. Okie dokie. Bo Nix also ties John Elway and Drew Lock for the Broncos rookie quarterback win record. So can he break the record? I don't know. I guess I don't know. But that's where it is right now. Let's see. And then Sean Payton, because his win there made him the 8th head coach to beat all 32 NFL teams.
Yeah.
Now he's beaten everybody.
Wow. That's kind of impressive.
Including himself.
Well, that's
more locker room.
Yeah.
Kind of back office.
That's probably none of our business.
Also, John Elway was 4-7 his rookie year. So if Bo Nix wins one more, and I don't see why
he wins.
Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be possible.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
4 out of 7. Latina Leprechaun says, "You know who is out forever? Liam Payne." It's a sad day for me. So sad you made a joke about it.
And in the same week, he died.
Liam Payne, One Direction, straight off the building. I mean, just down is the direction. Why are you doing this to me, Latina Leprechaun? Why did you make me make that joke?
Okay.
Oh, all right. It's got dark. Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and move on. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen. I believe I can fly. No, it's a different guy. It's a different guy. On this date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1992, the Canadian flag was inadvertently flown upside down by United States Marine Corps guard at the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium during pregame ceremonies before Game 2 of the World Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Atlanta Braves. Although international incident annoyed the United States northern neighbors, most Toronto fans, well, they're nice people. So, what they did? They are just like, we're not going to do the same thing. When the team shows up in Canada, we're not going to fly the American flag upside down. That would be petty. Clearly, it was just a mistake, and we're gonna be above that. So instead, the Blue Jays all had a Canadian flag with a message that "this end up" across the top of it. That's pretty good. That's funnier than an upside down flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, that's the history right there. 888-368-1580. Another thing about last night's game, the Saints with that have matched the Cowboys NFL record for futility from 59 years ago. So here's now New Orleans is now just the second team to open the season with 2 wins by 20 points or more. So they came out like gangbusters.
Yes.
And then immediately followed up that start, the 2-0 start, with a 5-game losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
The only other time that happened in 1965 when the Cowboys did the same thing.
Ironically, they opened up their season, the Saints did, against the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. They their second week, they beat the Cowboys 44-19. And, well, now this. Things are bad. Things are so bad for the New Orleans Saints.
If they don't get healthy soon, it might look like the New Orleans Aints days again.
Mm-hmm.
That's
do you think that Derek Carr is cursed?
No.
No.
I feel like Derek Carr is cursed.
Why do you say this?
Maybe particularly unlucky, but not
Everywhere he goes.
What do you
Everywhere
mean?
he goes.
What do you mean everywhere he goes?
Everywhere he goes.
He's had several wonderful games before he got injured this year.
It's broke. It's broke. It's broke.
And I mean,
Remember that?
everywhere he goes, but he's only played for 2 teams.
That's what I'm saying. Everywhere he goes. What did the Raiders win when he was there? Not much.
Not a whole lot.
Now he's on the Saints. It's even worse.
Well, you know what? In a strange twist of irony, Tom Brady is now one of the minority owners of the Raiders.
Damn, Derek Carr is going to take Tom Brady down with him.
I don't think so.
I don't think
Poor
that's-
Tom Brady.
Yeah, because that's what people say about the 7-time Super Bowl winner. Poor
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Poor Tom Brady.
There's one person who can say poor Tom Brady, and he's a jujitsu instructor. He has a right to say poor Tom Brady, but like in a snarky way.
Yeah, well, because you caused his problems. So, when
know that guy
your
sits at
wife
home-
says do not return to the NFL for another season of football, and you do, and you leave her with the jiu-jitsu instructor, that one feels like it's on you a little.
That jujitsu instructor, he sits at home. He's like, yeah, I did that. He's pretty proud of that. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. Show's over. Come on back next Monday for a 3-hour show. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bye.